Hello again, sports fans. We're here watching the Greyhound alumni football game. It's the 6th annual. We're going to see a lot of old faces, old guys going to get after it today. For the Greyhounds, all these guys did play Greyhound football, so it should be fun and entertaining.
Yeah, Hayden, we've got some, they call it the alumni game. It's a bunch of older guys, some not so old, some recently graduated. But the orange and the black team is going to be fun to watch, and we hope nobody has a heart attack or tears up a knee because we got to go to work Monday morning. Randy C's going through the
Going to read off for your black team. Going to start out, looks like they're going to start out on offense, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. Black team, we got Roderick Robinson, the class of 07. Jerry Ellis, the class of 18. Darren Roddy, class of 16. Chris Young, the oldest guy. Chris, a really good friend of mine, have his boy CJ. He plays junior high baseball and football. Heck of an athlete, 93. Robert Kendall, 97. Kaylin TK Fryer, class of 18. Tydrell Fryer also in that 18 class. Demetrius Nelson in the 14 class. Carl Johnson, the class of 99. Dallas Neal, the class of 07. And Kenneth Tate, class of 97. Daryl Ellis, class of 11. Bryson Elston, that 05 class. And Michael White, class of 2016. And Jonathan Smith, class of 1998.
We got the orange team here. We've got Darren Moore, 2016. Jay Cright, class of 2017. Jordan Neal, Brian Underwood. Jordan Neal's 17. Underwood is 97. Chris Ellis was class of 99. Matt Harden, 2011. Devontae Neal, 2011. D. Elston, 2015. Lamar Esslinger, 01. Tootie LaDarren Roddy, 2008. Travis Linville, 2011. Courtney Ratliff, 2000. Deshaun Anderson, 2017. Kenyon Evans, 2013. And Quincy Person, 95.
And Devontae Neal right there with the interception. Devontae, I think he had 3 or 4 his senior year.
Yeah, you know, and I noticed that his hair, he's got the Odell going on, and I like it.
I like Devontae. He helps me out with junior high baseball. He's a really good guy.
I got to coach Devontae a couple years in summer baseball, American Legion baseball. Man, he's just a tremendous athlete, great football player.
Looks like Deshaun Anderson's going to be the center. Didn't play center in high school, but he's going to do it here tonight. Deshaun Anderson played football with him. 10th grader when I graduated. Now we're going to bring Travis Linville, going to play some guard, it looks like. Travis, number 30 in the program. Travis was a very good football player. There's an interception to Kaylin Fryer. And he'll be brought down by Jay Cright.
Brought down at about the 49-yard line.
Courtney Ratliff slinging it.
You know, the older guy, he's still got something. We got Big Juice, Jonathan Smith bringing the ball to the line. He's going to be your black team center, along with Roderick Robinson, Bryson Elston.
Got Tydrell Fryer, the quarterback. Here's the snap. Low snap. Tydrell going to roll out. You know, Courtney Ratliff all over him.
Whoa, what a loss. Tydrell tried to scramble there, and Courtney Ratliff just ran him down, baby, just like the old days.
Courtney used to do that a lot, I believe, at the defensive end position.
Yes, he did.
I love watching this.
It's pretty fun, man. You get to look at these older guys that come back, and, you know, it meant something to them. And I would love to be down there, but like I said, I got to go to work Monday morning. If I'm down there, I'll be in the hospital for a week.
Got Demetrius Nelson. He's wearing a helmet out there. You better watch out for him. Oh, Tydrell makes a guy miss. Made Deshaun miss, and there's Tydrell. Showing the speed, Tydrell. Brought down by Jordan Neal.
Number 7, Tydrell Fryer on the carry.
What a run right there. He got tackled for a loss on 2nd down, and, man, he just made a tremendous gain. Yeah, who's wearing the helmet? What number is that, number 8 for the black?
You got Demetrius Nelson. Papoose, as they called him.
Okay, Papoose. You know, the old saying is if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So I believe he's ready.
Jordan Neal on that tackle.
Here comes the rush.
17.
Tootie Roddy on the rush.
Pass incomplete to Darren Roddy. Darren Roddy, class of 16. Played a lot of football with Darren Roddy. Played a lot of corner. Helped us out a little bit on offense playing receiver. Darren, one of the fastest kids I've ever met.
Really?
I mean, he was.
The matchup I want you to watch, Hayden, watch Big Juice Jonathan Smith and Kenyon here. It's just, this game's going to be one in the trenches tonight.
Papoose getting outside and then brought down. Looks like Chris Ellis.
Big Chris Ellis. Tell you what, that was a heck of a football player.
Oh, yes, sir.
It rang across these speakers and through these neighborhoods many times for the Greyhound touchdown.
I've got Chris's, one of his boys, Carmelo, on my 5th grade Pee Wee team. Carmelo, really good kid. And Chris can't deny him. He looks just like him.
Yep, no doubt.
I mean, that's Chris's boy.
I heard that. Does he run like him?
No, not quite. Carmelo's more of an offensive lineman. Kenyon Evans going to rush. He's got it out in the flats to Tootie Roddy.
Kenneth Tate.
Oh, Kenneth Tate, I'm sorry. Jordan Neal and Devontae Neal on the stop. Jordan Neal played a little outside linebacker for the Greyhounds. He was a heck of an athlete.
Jordan Neal, heard his name, said his name a lot. Little confusion on the black team here as we're lining up. Orange team looks like they may bring some pressure.
Tydrell looking. Tydrell's going to roll. Tydrell still looking. Courtney's after him, lays out. He's not going to get him. Tydrell showing the speed, and then finally out of bounds near the 5.
Yeah, what a job of footwork by that guy. Just making a guy miss. And, you know, this old turf's different. A lot of these Greyhounds didn't play on this turf. They played on grass. Maybe the first time some of them have stepped on the turf. Hence all the falling down.
Snap. Tydrell's just going to keep it on a quarterback draw. Did he get in?
Oh, stopped at the 1 yard line, I believe. Travis Linville.
No, Kenny Wayne got him.
Big Kenyon. He said, no, sir, not today.
Kenny
not on my
Wayne.
watch.
You better watch out for Kenny Wayne. That guy right
said
there.
He was a motivator.
That guy right there. He would give you everything he had every single day.
I want you to watch him right here. He's getting after folks.
Michael White for the black team's going to try to block Big Kenny.
Esslinger goes in.
Oh, we got a false start. Back him up. Back him up. He's Travis Linville. He said, "Yeah, buddy, better back it up about 5." Big Linville. Linville played with my older brother,
Bryson.
Played outside receiver and some corner for them. Heck of an athlete and a heck of a guy. Here's a snap to Tydrell. Tydrell's pressured. Tydrell's scrambling. Tydrell throws it to Jerry Ellis, and Jerry showing the speed. I don't see a flag. We're going to make sure. But they're saying Tydrell got sacked, and I don't think so.
You know, Hayden, it's one of those games where I don't think we're going to see a lot from the referees. I think they're just going to stay out of it and let them play.
Deshaun and Courtney Ratliff saying, no, brother, you didn't get in. And I think they will give them a touchdown. Or it's going to be a turnover.
Turnover on downs. The veterans get the call. And the orange team will take over from the 10-yard line.
Roderick Robinson, number 1. Class of 07 on the black team. Try to name all these guys as they get in. And Courtney Ratliff going to keep it. And he's going to throw it deep. He's got a man. Oh! Just incomplete. And Robert Kendall said his name a lot back in the day. I know that David and Bud did. I mean,
what a collision from the two old-timers. Robert Kendall there, number 5 for the black team, number 21 for the orange teams, Lamar Esslinger. Kendall was what year?
Robert Kendall's 97.
Lamar 01.
DeAndre Elston checking in at quarterback. Didn't play quarterback in high school, but he's got Chris Ellis open. Chris Ellis looking to go. And brought down Papoose. Looked like he was ready to wrap him up and bring him to the ground there.
Well, you know, that helmet does you a lot of good when there's a bunch of guys with no helmets on.
Papoose, fastest guy I've ever seen run.
Really?
There's no question.
Lightning fast.
There's no question.
Well, there's no doubt there's lots and lots of talent and athletes out here that have contributed to the success of this program.
DeAndre going to throw it deep to Neal. Incomplete.
Perp just couldn't make it there. A little overthrown. And probably doesn't run as fast as what he did when he was playing ball. What do you think?
I don't think so, but I guarantee you he could still beat me in a race. There is no doubt about that.
I'm going to tell you something. That guy plays center field, and honestly, if you had to in a baseball game, he could play center, right, and left. I'm serious, for the most part. Orange team making some audible calls. Here's
Courtney checking in back at the quarterback. He's looking. He's going to throw it deep. He's got a man. Jay Kreitz out there. Oh, and Jay just doesn't come down with it.
Oh, man, this is fun.
And they're getting after it. You can see.
You know, the pace of the game has slowed down quite a bit now that they both had a possession.
Is that Tootie?
That's Tootie Roddy there.
Tootie letting Jay know, hey, man, next time I'll go get it.
He said, I got it, brother. Tootie Roddy played a lot of football with that guy. Great athlete. Had a lot of fun with him in the classroom, too.
This has got to be a legal formation.
Too many guys on the line of scrimmage. We've
like
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 7.
I like the look.
Now we've got 8.
Courtney going to look to pass. He's got time. He's not. Here comes Roderick. Deshaun doing a great job trying to get him. Got Linville. Travis Linville. Oh, through his hands. Almost had the back shoulder.
Oh, he just couldn't bring that one in. Good pass. A little high. He had to jump for it, like you said, over the shoulder, and just couldn't bring it in that play.
That's a turnover on downs, I believe.
You know, they give you 4.
That's all you get unless you get 10.
Unless you get 10.
So the black offense will come out. Black team offense, I should say. Just under 10 minutes to go here in the ball game. Now I don't know what's going on.
Number 63, Michael White. Number 1, Roderick Robinson. Number 50, Bryson Elston. He wore 61 his 10th grade year.
Who's that?
Bryson Elston.
Heck of a middle linebacker, Bryson. He said he's got 1 in him. That's all he can give you. He said, hey, I got 1 full speed. Here comes Roderick off the corner, and Travis Linville's open. Travis will be brought down
by Darrell. Let's see.
Is that Bill that got him? Billy Ellis. Looking to pass, no pressure. He's got Tootie out in the flats, and it goes through Tootie's hands.
You know, he just couldn't come down with it there, Hayden. Good little toss. Just one of those things, you know. You're not going to win all those battles. You just need to win half of them.
I played last year, and I felt like we did a lot more running.
Well,
it could be just because I was out there. And now I'm up here watching. They don't look like they're running.
Yeah, it's probably a lot easier to tell that up here than it is down there, you know.
Courtney's looking deep. Courtney's going to throw a bomb. He's pressured by Bryson. Here comes Bryson. He's looking. Roderick. Got him down. Roderick.
Brought down at about the 45-yard line.
Courtney, one of the great receivers in Greyhound history, went on to play college ball at Arkansas Tech.
You don't have chains, and my memory's not quite good enough for all these numbers, so I don't know what down we have. He's pressured Roderick again. Courtney's looking. Just dumps off. Jay Kreitz with a one-hand snag.
What a catch by Jay Kreitz.
Woo!
That is some Odell Beckham stuff there, buddy. Well, that'll bring up first down there.
Jerry Ellis picked him up. I thought Jerry was going to slam him.
I think Jerry thought he was going to slam him for a minute.
Jerry said, you got me, so I'm just going to wrap you up and let you know I'm stronger. Courtney looking to pass. He's going to go deep. He's got a man. Incomplete, a big lick. Oh, Darren Roddy.
Down goes Lamar. You know, they've tried that play a couple times and just have to give the defense credit. They're just picking up on it.
Yeah, go for a shallow here. Something out of the backfield and let somebody just go to work. Hard to get a hold of those flags anyway. So
that'll bring up second down and 10 here from the 45-yard line.
Going to look to pass again. They're going to try to throw the deep one again. He throws it in there. He's got Linville open. Oh, Travis right over his head. That was a 50-yard bomb right there.
Just overthrown. A 50-yarder overthrown. Yeah. You don't say that a lot. Yeah, the guys are definitely slowing down. We're not hustling back to the line.
I don't like it. I don't like it. You got to run. Oh, I know how it was last year. Last year, we had a pretty good turnout, and they said, "Man, you're one of the young guys. You got to play the entire game." And I was like, "Guys, I'm not near as in shape as I was when I played." They got the whole team running a route now. Courtney's just going to look. He's still looking. There's no pressure. Uh-oh, Bryson. Uh-oh. Bryson's coming. Bryson's coming. He dumps it off to the center. Deshaun. Deshaun with a stiff arm. Another stiff arm. Another stiff arm. Roderick finally going to bring the big boy down.
Boy, I'd like to seen that more when he was playing ball. 'Cause I tell you what, he had some moves. The stiff arm, he had a little juke there.
Hey, Deshaun played offensive guard and defensive tackle, but I'm telling you, he was very athletic for how big he was.
Well, you could tell right there, good hands, good agility.
Oh, we got a false start. Tuddy again. Well, you got to discuss it if you're going to go on too. You got to do it.
Yeah, that's
before the snap.
Pre-snap.
Pre-snap penalty. Nothing hurt. I'll tell you right now, if I was playing receiver, I'm going deep. He's got a man out. Across the 30, he's going to be brought down. Lamar going to be brought down. But Bill got him down. Bill, he ran track at Arkansas State. I'm going to tell you right now, that joker right there, him and Papoose, I believe, were cousins. And they're built a lot alike, tall, long-legged, and those guys right there can go. He's going to roll out to his right. Roderick going to bring some pressure. He's got Tuddy across the middle. Tuddy makes a guy miss. Makes another guy miss. Tuddy going to be brought down just at the 5-yard line. Woo! I'm going to try to figure out who got broke off right there.
.428 remaining here in the first half of the contest.
I believe it's the entire game. Okay. I think they just play 120 and get after it. I think it was Carl Johnson got broke off there. They're going to throw it up to
Jay Crichton. We couldn't come down with it. A lot of orange jerseys over there.
Well, the whole part of the fade routes, usually it's a one-on-one, and when you got 4 guys running the fade route in the same corner.
4-on-1's not real good, is it? You got 4 guys going up for it and 1 guy trying to knock it down.
Here's the snap. Courtney going to look to pass again. He throws a bullet to Chris Ellis. Touchdown for the Orange Squad.
Touchdown EL.
Number 9, Chris Ellis.
Chris Ellis.
There's no telling how many times those loudspeakers have announced that right there. Touchdown by Chris Ellis.
I think Chris moved up his 9th grade year and actually played.
Yes, he did. Helped, contributed. Ever so often, every blue moon, you'll have a few players here or there that can move up after they're done playing ball in 9th grade and help, contribute.
Uh-oh, Kendall going to be the quarterback now. He's pressured. He makes him miss. He's going to throw it across the middle. It's up in the air, and it's just incomplete.
Tremendous hustle there on the Orange team defense. You saw Devontae Neal there reaching out. Travis Limbo also there. And
Darren Moore also out there. Darren, class of 16, played football with Darren. Great little athlete Darren is. They just give it to Papoose right there. Papoose showing you the speed, Pappy. Pappy, you lost the flag, bro. Pappy's going to go to the end zone.
He's just going to see.
Oh, you better hurry back, Pap, because you only got 2:38 remaining in the game. Papoose just launches. All right, boys, come on. He's going to go to the sideline. They're going to go quick. Now Jerry Ellis in at tailback. Robert Kendall pressured again. He said, go deep, I got you. Bill catches it. Bill makes a guy miss. There's Billy Ellis. Matt Harden trying to hawk him down, but he ain't going to catch Billy Ellis. Touchdown, Black team.
I tell you what, that's fun to watch. Kendall was telling him, go deep. Billy runs the deep route and catches the over-shoulder pass and runs it, 48 yards for the Black team touchdown?
Jordan Neal just slips up. And Matt Harden, a guy who's very, very athletic, and he can fly as well. And that just shows you, Billy Ellis, I guarantee you he could sit up right now and play for the Greyhounds.
Well, not many guys on this team could catch him in a foot race, if any. Chris Ellis probably could.
Orange team's got the ball. They're going to look. They're going to have to get it in the end zone here with 1:25 remaining in the game. Courtney's going to throw a bullet. He's got Tootie. Tootie across the 45 and then goes back to the 45.
Nice footwork there, Tootie Roddy.
Well, you got 1:10 remaining in the game, so you got to go quick if you're the orange team and you want to go score.
Clock just under a minute. Here's the snap. Quarterback takes his time.
Bryson Elston bringing the pressure. Jordan Neal going to be brought down by Kalen Fryer.
Number 6, Jordan Neal.
I know you really can't see these faces, and you really didn't get to, obviously, when they played with the helmet on, but it's good seeing some of these old heads out here.
Yep, it sure is. Some of these guys help mold the...
Courtney going deep. It's picked off by Tydrell Fryer, and he's got speed to go the other way. Tydrell, he's going to get tackled. No, they're going to option it back.
Number 7, Tydrell.
He didn't get out of bounds. He still makes Deshaun miss. Here comes Darren. Darren's going to tackle him. Kenneth Tate.
Hey, that's one way to do it, man.
Trying to go for a pick six. You got under 10 seconds here to go. You're going to have to go.
Got to get the snap off. 5.
Oh,
4.
They do. And they're going to throw it out to Jerry. Jerry, who's got speed. Jerry Ellis is brought down. We're going to end in a tie here in the alumni game, 6-6.
Have we ever tied before?
I do not know. I know that we didn't tie last year. My team, of course, won. You know, I was out there.
Were you the orange team or were you the black team?
I was black team. I had Michael Reynolds was on my team. Heck of a quarterback he was. Bunch of these guys.
Nation, zoom in over there and let's get this. The alumni game this year is honoring my late uncle, Earl Bud Black Jr., class of 1968. Tremendous honor for my family. Bud spent a lot of his lifetime up here in this booth broadcasting for these Newport Greyhounds, and it meant a lot to him, and it means a lot to my family for the Alumni Association to honor him and my family. Nation, you got us zoomed in there.
And you can go back and watch those old games with Bud and David. And
pan over and show the black family here. Here's my Aunt Jane.
Welcome, Bud's family.
David down there.
Yep. David, Kenny, my mom Linda, my Aunt Jane.
Sister-in-law.
When you go listen to those old games with Bud, David, and Randy, I mean, you get goosebumps. But because David tells it so well. Bud could paint a picture of where you were, and I mean, just the way that he talked, you knew when you heard it, you knew what was going on, and you had that feeling. And I can go back and watch games and get goosebumps just by the excitement that they had in the booth.
I watched or listened to the '81 state championship game on radio. You talk about some broadcasting. Bud would just. Robbie Crawford tees it up from the 40. Got a wind blowing across the Greyhound field. It's about 5 miles an hour out of the east. It's going to be play great into the hands of the Greyhound. You know, he could just paint the picture. And Dad said it many times. It's hard to broadcast.
Voice of the Newport Greyhounds.
Thank you, Randy C.
I would like to present Bud Black's family this tribute in his honor.
And he has that right. The voice of the Greyhounds, Bud Black, and Bud is missed by so many. And just a great guy with a great family. Ben, I know.
Well, we're honored, Hayden. We're honored to be a part of this program, and our roots run deep. Nation and I, before the game, we got to visit, help set up some of the 68 reunion, the class of 68 reunion, and they got to looking at the trophy case, man. We got some deep roots in football here in Newport, Arkansas, and we're proud and honored to have contributed. And, you know, Bud Black played on that team. He, I guess he graduated in 69. No, 68 would be when he graduated. But anyway, Dad played. I played. Grant played. Ken played. Jace played. Got a 3-year-old boy, fixed to be 3, Max. Hopefully he'll play. But we're just honored, and we thank you and thank everybody, man. It's, you know, it's special to be a Greyhound. I've been taught that my whole life, and I believe that with all my heart. There's magic in that orange. But we're going to take a break here and get ready for the Newport Greyhounds playing host to the Manila Lions here at Greyhound Field, and that action's coming right up. Hello again, sports fans, and welcome to legendary Greyhound Field. The Newport Greyhounds will play a Manila Lions team here tonight. Whew, I'm out of breath from running up here. Almost missed it. Hayden Schultz joins me in the booth. Hayden, what you got for tonight's contest? What are you expecting to see?
Well, what we've been saying is the offense just, lights out, can score just about at will. I'm ready to see the defense bowl their back here tonight and get after it. I know defense has played well as of late, but I'd like to see more pressure as far as on the defensive side. The offense, the way it's clicking right now, I don't know if anyone can stop us. Honestly, the way that Cash Forster's been throwing the ball, and
as well, like you said, as well as anybody in the state right now.
And with our two-headed running back monster that we got with Theron Davis and Monquel Cox, those guys.
Well, those three, that's tough to stop. Julius Clark had a stinger and a shoulder injury last week. He will not be playing tonight, so we're going to play without him. But like you said, our offense has really been clicking. But to go back on the defense, Hinesley said last week, I was bragging on the defense. We get to talk to him in the Subway Coaches Show every month or every week. And he said, he's still not satisfied with this defense. So rest assured that he is going to work endlessly and spend as many hours and as much time as it takes to get the defense playing up to his standards. And he'll get there.
Well, like you said about Julius Clark, gonna sit out this week. And Coach Hinesley will tell you, hey, next man up's got to go. And Julius is one of those guys that you hate to lose on both sides of the ball. But Chris Reynolds is going to step up for him on the offensive end. I believe James Dixon's going to start for him on the defensive end. So, like I said, Coach Hinesley always says next man up, and that's part of high school football is the injuries. That we had Joe Brodus get hurt, before the season. So.
Yeah, it's always an issue, especially.
How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, everything's good, man. I've been running ragged today. Woo!
David Black joins us in the booth.
Life is good, fellas. Life is good. Hope you had a great pregame. Looking forward to the big football game tonight. Out of breath.
I told Ben, I said, we just did the best broadcasting we've had in that alumni game because it was just so exciting seeing all those old guys.
Yes, it is exciting to watch those guys and watch them continue to play. And what an honor for our family. They honored Bud Black tonight and, former Greyhound. And just hug those guys down there on the field is awesome night. Had a big 68 reunion for the football team. Was absolutely phenomenal, fantastic. We'll see that at halftime. I don't know if you guys have talked about that or not, but we'll introduce the guys that played on the 68 team that showed up for the reunion. But big night for the Black family for sure.
No doubt.
Hounds to kick off, and it's brought to you by MarkMartinAutomotive.com. Check them out. Here we go.
Cash Forster going to kick off for your Newport Greyhounds. A high kick fielded around the 31, and a big hit right there to start off the game.
That's a Bad Boy Mowers hit of the week. Number 2, Theron Davis.
On the first play.
I like it, Hayden. I like that fire, boy, just coming out and getting after folks.
And we talked about it last week with the homecoming festivities, and then you have the alumni game. At the end of the day, you have a football game, and you have to play regardless of who you play. In Manila, we talked about it earlier 2 years ago, a team that we were supposed to beat, and they came in here, and it came down to a last possession thing. So you got to play fundamental physical football tonight.
Yep, they still give you 4 quarters. They say go play, and that's all you get. And you got to go and execute the game plan and do your job and go home with a win. 1st and 10, ball at the 32-yard line for the Lions. Here's the handoff. No fake, quarterback trying to get outside and played very well by Zane Watkins and Clemmy Alcorn. Just, again, the kids down there on that defensive line, man, it's just amazing to me how well they play week in and week out, and they're asked to do a tremendous job every week.
Zane Watkins and Dalton Phillips, Alex Emery, and Spencer Molinak's going to hold down that defensive line for you tonight for the Newport Greyhounds. Brings up 2nd and 11 from the 31 for the Manila Lions. Here's the snap, and quarterback's just going to keep right, trying to get outside, and finally will be knocked out of bounds.
Looks like it's going to be enough to move the chains. And the ball is spotted a little short, excuse me. Bad angle. We bring up 3rd down and 1 with the ball on the 41-yard line for the Manila Lions.
Pre-game show is brought to you by Arkansas Steel Associates at 2803 Van Dyke Road, as they do each and every pre-game here for the Newport Greyhounds and have for the last 10 years, and we thank Arkansas Steel Associates for their support.
Big 3rd down and 1 here for the Greyhound defense.
I'll take a sack.
The ball at the 41. Here's the snap, and they're going to go dive to the big man. Hit low, and then will be brought down. Zane Watkins was in the backfield, but it'll bring up a 1st down after he avoids that tackle.
Zane got the pressure on, the initial pressure from the edge. Got him around the legs, and the guy just made a good move and tremendous effort to evade the tackle. 10:55 remaining here in the 1st quarter. Score is 0-0 here at Greyhound Field.
1st and 10 from the 43. Here's the snap. Quarterback's going to fake, and he's going to look to throw. Zaywin Smith playing perfect defense in his hip the entire time.
You could not ride it up, draw it up, ask a guy to go out and do it any better than the way Zaywin just played that right there. Just tremendous coverage. Great job. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 10. Ball is on the 43-yard line still. 10:38. Clock has stopped due to the incomplete pass. The Manila Lions are looking to the sidelines for the play call. Quarterback gets them set.
2nd and 10. Here's the snap. Going to go fake. Quarterback's going to look to pass. He's got a man open. And Monquel Cox going to be there to defend the pass, and just overthrown there. Had a guy open for a second. Monquel with the closing speed.
Yeah, the guy had a good head start. We kind of bid on the play action, but recovered well. Clock down to 10:32. Brings up 3rd down and 10. Ball is still on the 43-yard line. Manila Lions getting the play from the sidelines. Hinesley calling the play on the Newport side. They get set, and let's roll.
Here's the snap. They're going to fake play action again. He's going to scramble. Going to look to throw it deep. It's underthrown, but he's going to go up and catch it over Monquel. Monquel looks like he tripped up. Ball was underthrown, and Monquel trying to come back to it.
Ball was underthrown. Monquel loses his footing. Tries to go up and recover, just can't do it, and the guy just makes a great catch for the big 1st down conversion there. 3rd down conversion, excuse me.
Brings up 1st and 10 from the 21 now for the Lions.
10:17. Clock is rolling here in the 1st quarter. No score as Manila is knocking on the door.
Here comes motion to the bottom of your screen and hand off to their big tailback. Big hit right there.
Can we tell a number there, Hayden?
I'm going to say that it was Dalton Phillips.
Boy, he's feisty. He'll just get after you. Not a real big in comparison to some of our other linemen, but man, pound for pound, he just gets after folks. He's tough, scrappy.
After the 2-yard gain, going to bring up 2nd and 8 now from the 18-yard line for the Lions. Motion, here's the snap. Quarterback's just trying to get outside. He does get outside, and then he cuts it back up. He's going to be brought down just short of the end zone. It's going to bring up 1st and goal now for Manila.
Yeah, ball's down at about the 1-yard line. 1st and goal. We got 9:23 remaining here in the 1st quarter. Manila trying to go up by a score with the 1st score of the ball game.
Looks like they're going to mark it at the 2 now, so 1st and goal from the 2.
Moved him back a little bit, didn't they?
Here's the snap, just a quarterback keep, and he's met in the backfield by big Alex Emery, and Dalton Phillips also back there.
Yeah, that's the one that you're probably not going to get on those guys right there in the front. they don't generally give up that 1 or 2 yards on the goal line.
They'll bring up 2nd and goal now. No gain on the play. Still at the 2-yard line for Manila.
I'm going to call a read option here. Quarterback's going to keep it around the right.
Here's the snap. And they just go dive to the big tailback. We'll see where they mark him. And they're going to say just short on the inch line. Bring up 3rd and inches now. Or 3rd and goal from the
1 inch line.
1 inch line, it looks like. I mean, the ball is so close.
Yeah, from here it looks like it's touching the goal line.
Here's the snap. He's hitting the backfield. He's going to be brought down short. And there's a fumble on the play. Manila's going to jump on it, it looks. But it'll bring up 4th down for the Lions. And here come the Greyhound defense bowing their back.
Clemmy Alcorn was the guy, I believe, that came in and disrupted the timing of the play. He hit the running back. The quarterback tried to pull the ball and keep it, and he ends up fumbling it. And I thought the Greyhounds had a chance to recover, but the quarterback just made a good move to get on top of it there. 7:56 remaining. Clock is rolling here in the first quarter. 4th down and 1 from the goal line. Manila's trying to go up for the first score of the contest.
Here's the snap. Going to look to pass on 4th down. He's going to try to scramble and get outside. And we'll see where he marks him. He's going to say no. Short.
The Greyhound defense holds on 4th down. That is what we were talking about before the game, Hayden, with this defense. We just haven't seen that command that they have on 4th down and goal from the in the goal line. And man, they showed up right there.
Spencer Murphy and Spencer Molinax going to get it on that tackle, but the Hounds will have it in their own end zone.
You can't get a 100-yard play, but this will be the closest to a 100-yard play. If you scored a touchdown right here, you have to give him 99, but I'm going to tell you what, it's 99 and
9/10.
Yeah, 35 inches. Let's get it out of the end zone.
Here's the snap, and they're going to go quarterback sneak with Cash.
Cash looks to get up to about the 3-yard line. And he does. 7:24 clock continues to roll here in the first quarter as the Hounds take over from their own end zone.
Now going to make it 2nd and 8 for the Greyhounds.
Look for Chris Reynolds in the flats because nobody's guarding him.
Theron now coming back to the tailback. Here's the snap. Manila's going to bring pressure. Theron's going to get outside. Theron Davis, he's outside, and he is going to be gone across the 40, across the 50, across the 40, 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Greyhounds. And great job right there on the outside, the perimeter blocking. Chris Reynolds getting his guy inside, and Zaywin Smith out here on the outside, get that corner and saying, run right here, Theron.
They just opened a hole like they used to say that you could drive a truck through. And a tremendous speed by that kid, Theron Davis, which we've seen every week, week in and week out. Great Bratcher real estate touchdown. Covered a lot of real estate right there.
Yeah, 97 yards from the 3. Last week he had an 80-yard run that he was the K8 Yarnell's Ice Cream Play of the Week.
88% of the votes were for Newport on that play.
Kick is up, and Rolando Nogua is good. Your Greyhounds lead at 7-0 over the Manila Lions with 6:44 to go in the first quarter.
Well, the Hound defense shows up, makes 4 stops from inside the 5-yard line. They hold the Manila Lions to nothing on a 4th down and goal, and then use a very conservative play, just try to get him a little room to run, and then give Theron a little room to run. He runs 97. The football game brought to you by WRMC Medical Complex in Newport. Family care at the Newport Diagnostic Clinic with Dr. Lawson and Dr. Hunt. And the weekend clinic Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Walk-ins are welcome. Sam's Diner, located in downtown Newport. Want plate lunch? Well, they've got them. Great price, plenty of food. Excellent service. Sam's Diner.
Bright Gray.
The Bright Gray building on 2nd Street.
Yes, it is the Bright Gray building, no doubt. Mark Martin kickoff coming right up.
Cash Forster going to kick off for your Greyhounds. Awaiting the whistle. Now we have the whistle, and Cash will kick off. Another high kick. They're going to call fair catch at the 25-yard line.
Football game brought to you by 42 Sports. Alan Russell. Check them out on Facebook. By the Jacksons Funeral Homes. Care and comfort in your family's time of need. The Jacksons family. White River Area Agency on Aging next to Glass Plus at 1200 Highway 367 North. Ben Black's Lawn Care and Sprinkler System. And MPOC Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. White River Health Systems in Batesville. Hounds lead 7-0 here with 6:43 to play in the first quarter.
First and 10 from the 25. Me and Ben laughing there. When you weren't here, I was acting as you and reading the ads, and we got a pretty good kick out of it.
He did a really good job.
Here's the snap. Going to throw the bubble out here to the outside, and James Dixon's going to push him out of bounds.
No.
At the 30-yard line.
Referee signals to roll the clock. 6:30 as the clock continues to roll. Hounds lead at 7-0. Brings up second down and 5 for the Manila Lions.
Empty set once again from Nella. Here comes motion to the top of the screen. Quarterback keeping, and he's trying to get outside. And played very well by the Greyhound defense, but there is a flag on the play. James Dixon in on that tackle.
Along with Monquel Cox.
And J.T. Haynes also on the tackle.
Be holding against Manila. Flag is declined.
Holding call was the penalty, and the Hounds are going to decline to make it now third down at about 7 to 8. 7.
5:55 remaining here in the first quarter. Hounds lead 7-0. No play doesn't work.
Here's the snap. Quarterback rolling out to his right, looking to pass. He's pressured, and he's trying to get out of bounds. Big hit on the sideline. Clemmy Alcorn.
Woo! Clemmy, man, that guy plays with such intensity. We saw him down here on the goal line just break through that line of scrimmage, and he's just everywhere on the defense. A scrappy guy that just gets after you. Love watching these young kids play this game.
We've already seen a couple of bad boy mowers. Hits of the week.
That's got to be top of the clubhouse right now. That was a big lick on the quarterback.
That was no doubt a huge lick.
Way to hit Clemmy.
Bring up 4th and 10 now. Punt situation from the 25-yard line for Manila. Theron Davis going to be back deep for the Greyhounds this week. Here's the snap. Hounds look to bring pressure. He's going to get it off. It's just a high kick. Not a very good kick, but they're going to take a good roll for him. And they're going to mark it at the 49-yard line.
First and 10 from that point.
And the Greyhound offense coming out on the field. Gideon Ball going to be starting at center. Hunter Hurst and Connor Prince at your guards. And Alex Emery and Zane Watkins holding down the tackle position. Chris Reynolds, Zaywin Smith, also Clemmy Alcorn and J.T. Haynes at the receiver. Monquel Cox at tailback. And your 3-year starter, Cash Forrester, at the quarterback position. Here's the snap. Cash going to look to pass. Cash has got J.T. open. J.T. will catch it. Fall down at the 45-yard line.
Gain of about 6. 5:09. Clock continues to roll here in the first quarter. Hounds lead at 7-0 over the Manila Lions.
Bring up 2nd and 4 for the Greyhound offense.
Chris Reynolds, Zaywin Smith at the bottom of your screen.
Here's the snap, and they're going to look to pass. Running the switch route, and he's got Clemmy open. Just overthrows Clemmy.
Yeah, Clemmy's wanting a flag there, and I don't blame him. I saw the guy, he had a hold of his shoulder as the ball was getting there and kind of delayed his reaction to the ball. Clock stops with 4:45 to play in the first quarter. Hounds still lead at 7-0. Brings up 3rd down and 4. The ball is on the 45-yard line.
Here's the snap. We'll go Monquel up the middle. Monquel Cox looking for some room. Monquell up the middle, first down and more. And Monquell will finally be brought down across the 30-yard line to the 28-yard line. Monquell, no give in that young fella.
Yeah, huge gain there by Monquell, and you know, not a real big guy, but reminds me of his uncle Nico. Just crazy speed. He's got a little more pop than Nico had.
More, yeah.
He'll lower the shoulder. Nico would just run around you. He'd just outrun
he
you.
could.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
First and 10 for the Hounds. Here's the snap. Cash going to look to pass.
Tight end in the flats.
Cash throws to Chris Reynolds, and Chris Reynolds will be brought down.
Good pass and catch from Forrester to Reynolds. That's neighbor to neighbor for those two.
Brought down at the 29. Now make it 2nd and 11.
Kids played a lot of football out there in Bobby Joe's yard. Cash throwing that ball to Chris lots of times. Kids played a lot of sports out there in the neighborhood.
Here's the snap. We'll go Monquell trying to get outside. Monquell cutting it up. Monquell with the spin move. Monquell finally brought down to the 18-yard line.
Yeah, what a player he is. We ask him every week to come out here and carry the ball 15 times, and then he plays defense all night and just does a tremendous job on the other side of the ball.
Give the Hounds another first down. Make it 1st and 10 from the 19.
3:38. Clock continues to move here in the first quarter.
Here's the snap. We'll go Clemmy Alcorn. Clemmy Alcorn trying to get outside. Clemmy now sees it. Stiff arm Clemmy. Clemmy still stiff arming. Touchdown Greyhound.
He stiff armed the guy for 10 yards into the end zone. Big run by Clemmy. Stiff arm one guy, the first guy down. Makes a good play there and just carried that other guy into the end zone. Not much you can do when he's toting you across the goal line, Hayden.
19-yard real estate pickup there by Clemmy Alcorn. Brought to you by Bratcher Real Estate. Mary Reed, Lawrence Sampson, Carol Al Young, Amanda Reynolds. Acquire your real estate with us.
Gavin Tarwater to Murphy to Rolando. Kick is up. Good Rolando. Hounds lead it here 14-0 with 3:25 to go in the first quarter.
Robert Turner, financial advisor for Edward Jones at 2802 Stegall Road. Number 62 in your program, invested in the community. Robert Turner. Dr. Gavin McDowell, customized vision care in the Village Mall. 523-3333, professional vision care and eye health care at Dr. Gavin McDowell's. Farmers Tire Mart at 1501 Malcolm Avenue, 523-6735, where the rubber meets the road at Farmers Tire Mart. The Bank of England Mortgage Company, if you need a loan on a home, give Kenny Thaxton a call. His phone number is 870-495-3931. And the NEDC, the Newport Economic Development Commission, John Chadwell and all the crew, along with the Newport Area Chamber of Commerce, working for our community at NEDC and the Chamber of Commerce.
3:25 on the clock here in the first quarter. Hounds leading 2 scores, 14-0 over the Manila Lions.
Cash Forrester to kick off for the Greyhounds. Another high kick. Going to be another fair catch.
Not sure if
around the 27-yard line.
Not sure if it's strategic or not, but the guy, we keep kicking it to 15 and he keeps fair catching. I'll take it.
Stick around for halftime here tonight. We're going to introduce the 1968 Newport Greyhound football team, and a lot of those guys showed up. They had a great meet and greet from 5 o'clock till 7 o'clock. We'll announce, let them walk out there on the field one last time. They didn't play on this grass. They played on some real grass.
We talked about that in the alumni game.
1st and 10, here's a snap. Quarterback just trying to get outside and played well right there by Spencer Murphy, going to be on the tackle.
A good job by Spencer to come up and make that play. 3:16, clock continues to roll here in the first quarter. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Ball is on the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 8.
Go offsides play, and the Hounds will go and jump. So it will be a 5-yard penalty.
You know, those are just free yards that we give them. You never get them back. But they're hustle penalties, and I like the hustle. 2:54 remaining here in the first quarter. Brings up 2nd down and 3 with the ball just across the 35-yard line.
Here's the snap. And they're going to fake the handoff. Quarterback trying to keep it, and he goes nowhere. Going to bring up 3rd down. And about 2 for the Lions. Look at some of these stats that Austin Lane was so kind to give before the game, and he said he's going to try to give us to him every week. Julius Pruitt entering the game with 53 total tackles on the defense. This guy's had 10 or more in the past 4 games for the Newport Greyhounds. So watch Julius here on this big 3rd down for the Newport defense.
Yeah, he's a vital part of this defense, man. And, you know, losing his brother O'Shea last year.
Here's the snap. They're going to go to the big man. Dalton trying to rip the ball loose. Be close to the 40, and they will get a 1st down.
But Julius Clark just involved, if you'll pay attention, he's involved in just about every tackle on the field. Minute 54 remaining here in the first quarter. Hounds still lead 14-0 over the Manila Lions. Manila gets the play in from the sidelines. They check their wrist. They get ready for the snap.
Here's the snap, and they're going to give it to the big man. And he's hit in the backfield. Dalton Phillips and Zane Watkins back there. Those are 2 guys who are also in that leader category for tackles. Dalton Phillips with 22 and Zane Watkins with 27 entering the ball game. That's big, especially coming from your defensive tackle and defensive end.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of tackles out of those guys traditionally, those positions.
Bring up 2nd and 10. They're going to fake, go play action, trying to dump it off in the flats, and Julius Pruitt stride for stride with him, incomplete. Bring up 3rd down and 10.
Clock will stop with a minute left.
Still here in the first quarter, 14-0 favor of the Greyhounds. George Kell Motor Company player of the game coming up at the end of the contest. And the Subway coaches report also at the end. We want to thank Jeff and Lauren Sampson for their contribution to the 68 reunion and sandwich trays that they provided for us. Thank y'all so much. We could not have done it without you. We appreciate you, and thank Amanda Reynolds for her help.
Here's the snap, going to roll out to his right, looking to pass. He's pressured. Julius just almost gets him down before he throws it, and it'll bring up incomplete. But there is a flag late after the play.
Looking at the flag, we'll talk a little bit about Alton Walker. And you talk about a guy, I mean, he helped me with this reunion just tremendously. Anthony May helped me, come film. We're going to put together a program. And penalties against Manila, we'll sort it out. But just I'll make sure I thank all those folks and thank Purdy's Flowers and Gifts for providing the centerpiece. Megan Doyle, the Newport Booster Club. What a job those guys did for us. Megan just was super duper to help us. Lynn Hare came over and helped host tonight. It's Lynn Minor Hare.
55 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Here's the snap, and he's going to get the punt off, and Theron's going to field it around the 45, and then Theron will finally be brought down. Inside the 45, will get to the 43, where the Newport Greyhounds will set up shop.
51 seconds remain here in the first quarter. Hounds lead score of 14-0 over the Manila Lions.
Theron Davis with 638 rushing yards to enter the game, and Monquill with 634 to enter the game. It's very exciting when you have 2 guys that you would say that are going to be 1,000-yard rushers.
They're on their way.
Hounds will go empty here with trips to the bottom of your screen. Here's the snap. Forster's going to look to pass. Cash is going to throw it to Clemmy Alcorn. Clemmy Alcorn with the catch. Clemmy Alcorn makes a go miss. Touchdown Greyhounds.
Huge pass and catch from Forster to Clemmy Alcorn there. That's the play we ran a while ago that we couldn't get any flag action on. But, man, I tell you what, tremendous job by the Newport offense. The line giving Cash time to throw. Clemmy just making a move and getting open there. And Cash just put the ball on the money.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, he had pretty good coverage right there, and Cash Forster threaded a needle, I'm telling you. But what a catch by Clemmy, what a throw by Cash. Great protection from the offensive line.
Snap, hold, kick. Good for Orlando Noguez. Your Hounds lead it here 21-0 with 44 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Hounds covering that real estate again, 43 yards worth. Passing yards for Cash, receiving yards for Clemmy, and a touchdown for Cash and a touchdown for Clemmy. Well, it's funny. They both get a touchdown. They only give us 6 points. What happened? How does that work? Clemmy gets a touchdown. Cash gets a touchdown.
That should be 12.
Should be. 21-0 football game is brought to you by Unity Health, Harris Medical Center, the Greyhound Luncheon each and every Monday at Unity Health. We thank those folks for sponsoring Greyhound football here on Cable Channel 15 TV. In the city of Newport, the recycling center, they're in downtown Newport. You got stuff to recycle, get it down there. You can drop off stuff any hours during the day. They got drop-off bins available. They accept most anything down there. You got information or you need information, call 217-0070. City of Newport Recycling Center. Mark Martin Automotive Kickoff coming right up.
Cash Forster to kick off once again for the Greyhounds. Another high kick, and they'll fair catch it at the 29-yard line.
Same old routine on the kickoff team, and hey, I'll take it. Give it to them at the 30 every time.
Cash Forster throwing his 13th touchdown of the year right there to Clemmy Alcorn. Cash, who's just been remarkable, entering the game at 1,345 passing yards. So bring up 1st and 10 at the 29, and the Hounds will jump off sides.
And we had a little extra stuff left over at the reunion, and Lynn Hare has brought a little sandwich tray by for all of us. I'll take one of those. Ben, hand me a sandwich.
Broadcast may get fairly silent.
Make it 1st and 5 after the penalty.
Hand me another one.
Ball at the 34-yard line. Here's the snap, quarterback trying to keep, and he's met in the backfield by Zane Watkins. Once again, Zane in that backfield.
Kind of getting quiet here when you bring sandwiches up here. Thank you, Jeff and Lauren.
Jeff and Lauren in the Subway in the Walmart Supercenter. Appreciate it, guys.
Didn't have time to go to the concession stand because we had the alumni game, so we're going to eat now. Going to go false start right there for the Manila Lions and bring them back down, make it 2nd and 10 now for the Lions. Second and 10 from the 29 for the Lions.
I mean, Lynn Minor Hare and Linda Black have taken care of us. Had a little extra left over. My goodness gracious, are we eating good here in the press box? We're going to eat during the game time out on the field. First quarter's over.
Got to have a first quarter Subway break.
We need to do that every game then.
Hey, I'm all for that.
Let me tell you what, those folks do a lot for Newport, Arkansas, and you know they give, and people that associate with this program, they give and they give, and you know they just continue to give, and we thank them very much. El Puente, talking about eating, we can talk about El Puente also. Pretty good Mexican food out there. Some of the best I've ever had. Excellent service. Come visit with your neighbors out there because everyone in town's eating out there. Come join us at the El Puente Restaurant. Norman Baker Pharmacy, Mary Davis and crew. Convenient drive-through window at their new location, and they help you with the prescription with generic drugs when possible to save you a lot of money at Norman Baker Pharmacy. Merchants and Planters Bank, main office 2nd Hazel Street in Newport. Visit us at mnpbank.com. The north office at 915 Highway 367 North. The Solution Center in downtown Newport, and M&P Insurance Services. The new location at the corner of Front and Laurel Street in Newport. We can't announce we're eating.
Manila will take over from the 30-yard line to start the second quarter.
Here's the snap. They're going to go handoff up the middle. Gain of none on the play. A host of Greyhounds on the tackle.
I didn't know Subway had this many kind of sandwiches.
And number 2, Darren Davis. Excuse me, 32, Julius Pruitt.
Make it 3rd and 8 now for the Greyhound defense. Offsides play. The Hounds do not fall for it. Here's the snap. Going to roll out to his right, looking to pass. Zane Watkins going to get after him. Zane Watkins with a sack for the Greyhounds.
51, Zane Watkins.
Great coverage in the secondary, allowed that sack. Zane relentless from his defensive end position. 11-17 to play here in the half. Hounds lead 21-0.
Bring up 4th and 14 now for the Lions as they're going to punt deep to Theron Davis. Good snap, low punt, and Theron's just going to let it hit at the 40, where it'll roll inside the 30, marked at the 29-yard line.
45-yard punt.
11-13 remaining here in the second quarter. Hounds lead 21-0 as they take over from the 29-yard line. Hayden, how are those chocolate chip cookies?
Really good.
Josh, you need a cookie?
Glad we had a reunion tonight.
Yeah, was it great?
It was absolutely awesome.
1st and 10 will go Monquel on the ground. Monquel trying to get outside. Monquel across the 45, and Monquel finally brought down near midfield. The speed right there by Monquel.
Well, 5 yards before he goes down and gets tackled, he falls towards the ground, catches himself with his right hand as he's holding the ball in his left hand, and stays up for another 5 yards. That's just tremendous athletic ability by that young man.
1st and 10 for the Greyhound offense. Going to go empty set. Here comes Theron in motion. We'll go jet sweep with Theron. Theron trying to get outside. Theron looking for some blocking. And Theron is hit. Just missed a block there, and Clemmy knows it as he hits his helmet. Make it 2nd and 5 for the Greyhounds.
Clemmy shedding the defender there a little early. And that guy, just give him credit, made a good play. You know, most of the time, 90% of the time, Theron outruns that guy, beats the first guy, and you've got a blocker in Clemmy for the next defender. 10-19 remaining. Clock continues to move here in the second quarter. 2nd down and 5 for the Hounds.
Ball at the 47. Here's the snap. Cash going to look to pass. Cash is pressure. He's got Clemmy out in the flats. Clemmy making a guy miss. Clemmy still looking. Clemmy still on his feet. Clemmy finally brought down at the 15-yard line. Chris Reynolds back once again with another crack block, it looked to be.
Yeah, Chris springs the block there, springs the run with the big block, and you know, those are the type things of doing your job that Coach Hinesley talks about, those little things that make you great.
First and 10 for the Hounds, ball at the 15. Here's the snap. We're going to go Theron up the middle. Theron Davis, big hit, and brought down at the 2-yard line. Lance Carter found his way up here to the cookies.
Big Lance.
Hey, Lance pretty smart, I guarantee you.
Another former Greyhound.
I'm back and retired.
First and goal for the Hounds, and we're going to go Theron. Theron Davis walks in the end zone. Touchdown, Greyhounds.
Hounds just dominating the football game right here. Manila's just a little overmatched. 27-0 with 9:39 to play here in the half. Man, y'all got a bunch of cookies. I really don't want to. I just had one of those. Let me try one of these.
Look, they're little footballs. Laces out.
Rolando Noguez. Kick is up and it is good.
Spencer Murphy going to hold it. Rolando Noguez makes it Newport 28.
And the Greyhounds will lead it here 28-0 with 9:39 to go in the second quarter.
Somebody's going to have to announce. Somebody's going to have to eat.
I'll do the eating. You fellas just do the talking.
Well, another touchdown, another real estate drive. Bratcher Real Estate, Malcolm Avenue, Newport. Thank Mary Reed for helping sponsor Greyhound football. And you're looking to list your home. If you want the professionals to sell your home, you want them to sell them at a timely fashion. That's the company you need to work with. Bratcher Real Estate. Mark Martin Automotive Kickoff coming right up.
Cash Forster to kick off.
Cash Forster to kick off for the Greyhounds. A high kick, fair catch. Once again, around the 22-yard line.
A 1st and 10, Manila at the 23-yard line.
9:38 remaining here in the first half. Hounds lead it 28-0 over the Manila Lions, and Manila will take over from the 24-yard line.
First and 10. Here's the snap, and they're going to go fake. Quarterback trying to keep and trying to get outside. Played well right there by the Hounds, and he hurdles the guy.
Jumped over Monquel, and man, that guy, he got up there. Pretty good athletic move by the Manila Lion quarterback there on the keeper.
4-yard gain right there for the Lions. Make it 2nd and 6 now from the 27-yard line.
And that guy essentially drove the ball down on us the first possession to their own inch line. And the Greyhound defense just good enough to hold them out. But that guy, pretty good athlete there, number 3.
Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to keep. And he does, and he's met. Spencer Molinak's going to get the tackle. We're going to bring up 3rd down and short for the Lions.
8:45. Clock continues to move here in the second quarter. Hounds still lead 28-0 over Manila.
3rd down and 2 for the Lions. Looking at the play sheet, looking for the call. Here's the snap. They're going to fake. Quarterback going to keep it once again. He's met. Zane Watkins and Dalton Phillips in on the tackle, but it will be enough for a 1st down. Clock moving with 8:05 to go in the second quarter.
Football game brought to you by St. Michael's Place, 1311 North Pecan Street in Newport, 24-hour nursing services facility with a restorative nursing program, and the Sonic Drive-In with a new location on Highway 367 North.
Here's the snap, going to throw the screen pass, looking to get outside where Hubby marked out of bounds. Give him a 7-yard gain.
ASU Newport is indeed a great place to start. The all-new agricultural technology program, lots of great programs out there, a 2-year college, proud of our Arkansas State University Newport campus, and a new mascot.
Yeah, what are we?
The Aviators.
The Aviators. Fitting name.
Yes, it is.
A lot of aviation history ties in out there to that airbase.
No doubt about it.
7:45 remaining here in the second quarter.
2nd and 4. Here's the fake. Quarterback trying to keep. Quarterback looking up the middle. He will have a 1st down and more across to the 47-yard line. First and 10 from the 47 for Manila. Here's the snap, handoff up the middle. He's met once again. Big Alex Emery going to be on that stop.
You're not going to overpower that guy. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. When you meet that guy in the hole, you're going backwards, or whatever way he wants you to go.
Gain of none on the play. Bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Lions.
Well, Hayden, I have enjoyed wading through these Subway sandwiches and the cookies.
Well worth the wait.
Amen.
Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to pass. He's pressured. He's going to throw it across the middle, and that ball is going to be incomplete.
Tremendous pressure from the Greyhound defensive line and great coverage by the D-backs back here. Number 3, Dixon. Number 5, Clemmy Alcorn. You know, we ask a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys play both ways and rarely get a break, you know, maybe a special team here or there. But a lot of these guys are playing 4 full quarters of football, and that is tough to do. You can't condition for that. 6:42 remaining here in the second quarter.
Here's the snap, going to roll out to his left. Here comes Clemmy Alcorn. He makes Clemmy miss. He's going to cut across the field, and now he's across the 50, across the 40. He makes another guy miss. He's just going all over the place and finally brought down by Theron Davis.
Yeah, he's down at about the 32-yard line.
First down.
Clemmy makes his way off the field, showing to be a bit shook up on the play.
Travis Smith checking into the ball game for the Greyhounds. Up 1st and 10. Clock continues to roll with 6:15 remaining in the second quarter. Here's the snap, going to fake and then go to the big man under. And he makes a few guys miss, and he'll finally be brought down for a gain of about 6.
Yeah, that guy's a load there. Number 30, big guy, runs the ball hard.
And timeout for the Greyhounds.
Hounds elect to take a timeout with just under 6 minutes remaining here in the half. Hounds lead it 28-0 over the Manila Lions.
And when you talk about this Greyhound offense we've been talking about all night, talk a little bit about the defense. Clemmy Alcorn going to be the sack leader for your Greyhounds with 3 on the year. Zane Watkins, Dalton Phillips, and Justin Simmons all tied for that 2 spot. And they all have won 268 solo tackles for the entire Newport Greyhound defense.
Well, that's getting it done in space, no doubt, Hayden. We've always just prided ourselves on our defense, and man, that's a tremendous stat to look at. How many did you say?
268.
So 268 times, one-on-one, we have made a tackle in space from a defensive standpoint. That's awesome.
You know, when we've allowed 150 the entire year, 150 points the entire year, but given that average of 25 points per contest for a team who's scoring just over 40 points a game, you like that number.
Pretty good averages there. Not a math guy, but that adds up.
2nd and 3 for the Lions. Here's the snap. Quarterback option out in the flats, and he's going to be brought down.
Just a little quick pitch there to the big man, number 30. He's brought down at about the 25-yard line. Bring up 3rd down and 3. 5:38. Clock continues to roll here in the first half. Hounds lead it 28-0 over the Manila Lions as they're trying to go in for their first score. And they get the play in from the sidelines as they check their wristbands.
Don't jump off sides right here, Greyhounds. Here's the snap. Going to look to pass. He's going to throw it deep into the end zone and played well, and he is going to catch it at the 2-yard line, and there is a flag on the play.
I believe that's the same kid that made the catch down here in the end zone, pretty much the same play. But he looks to be shaken up on the play a little bit. They're going to call an official timeout to get this guy some help on the sidelines. I hope he's okay.
And it looks like it's going to be defensive pass interference. You can't face guard like Monquel did there. And Guy just got behind him. That guy's going to get up. Just looked like he got the breath knocked out of him.
Yeah, glad to see that guy get up and know that he's okay. Now we're going to sort out this laundry on the field.
Personal foul against Newport.
Going to be fine. It's going to be half a distance to the goal after the penalty. Going to be first and goal from the 1 yard line for the Lions. Here's the snap. Going to give it to the big man to the right. He's going to walk in the end zone. Touchdown, Lions.
Well, they've had the ball inside the 10-yard line twice tonight. Couldn't come up one time, and they did convert that time for a score. That was their first score of the contest with 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Hounds lead score of 28-6, awaiting the extra point from Manila.
Snap's good, holds good, kick is up, no good.
So the score will be 28-6. Hounds lead it over the Manila Lions with 5 minutes to go here in the half.
Good. Newport 28, Manila 6. I'd like to thank Jeff and Lauren Sampson with the Subway in the Newport Super Center for providing sandwiches.
Pretty good turnout here for the Greyhound fans.
Yeah, well, you got the alumni game, and as Dad mentioned, we've got the 1968 Newport Greyhound football reunion. Excuse me. Those guys were 10-0, undefeated, beat the Batesville Pioneers right out here 50 years ago at Greyhound Field for the last Thanksgiving Day game ever. And just a huge honor to have those guys back. You know, those guys molded who this team is out here today. You know, it was the tradition and the standard that they set that what makes Greyhound football what it is. Just tremendous pride and love for the community and love for the game. And down through the years, we have represented Newport well through our football program. 5:02 remaining here in the first half. Hounds lead 28-6 over Manila.
Well, expect anything here if you're the Greyhound kickoff return team. Here's the kick, and they're going to kick a squib kick, and Murphy will jump on it at the 40-yard line.
Good job by Murphy just to stop that one. That ball looked like it could have rolled away a ways.
One of those worm burners, as we call them.
A worm burner?
A worm burner.
Well, that's what it looked like. It looked just like a worm burner.
I get first and 10 for the Greyhounds at the 40-yard line.
Number 59, Hunter Hurst in the contest, along with number 74, Gideon Ball at center.
Timeout lines.
Connor Prince, the right guard. Right tackle is number 55, Alex Emery. Left tackle is number 51, Zane Watkins.
You hear a lot of those names on both sides of the ball, as we talked about. Zane, Alex, two guys who really do not come off the field unless we're up by a few touchdowns. So, and Monquell and Theron, two guys who stay on the defensive end of the ball throughout the contest. And then we also ask them, hey, you're going to have to run a little bit today. So,
and they do an exceptional job on both sides of the football, along with all of our two-way starters. Anytime you ask a young man to go out there and play 4 quarters, both sides of the football, every down, it's a tough task. And I commend these guys for doing that, because you don't see that a lot anymore. You know, now you see more, it's like in the NFL, most teams have 2 and sometimes 3 running backs for situations. You know, very rarely do you see guys playing both ways.
Here's the snap. We're going to fake. We're going to look. We got Reynolds open. Chris lays out and makes a beautiful snag. Chris not happy because he knew if he stays on his feet, he might have a chance there.
Well, just a tremendous pass from Forster to Reynolds there as he lays out for the catch and makes the completion up to about the 42-yard line. 4:53 remaining here in the first half. Clock continues to move.
1st and 10 for the Hounds. Here's the snap, and we'll go Theron. Theron Davis trying to get outside. Theron is going to get outside. Theron across the 30, across the 20, across the 10. Theron Davis is finally knocked out of bounds inside the 5, but we do have a flag back here at the 34-yard line.
Not sure what that call could be, but I tell you what, we'll sit here and watch the referees hash it out. Looks like we've got a holding. It'll be holding against Newport is the call. So that one's going to come back.
Looks like that's what they're going to mark off. Is a holding penalty.
Responded the 44-yard line.
Theron Davis with 9 rushing touchdowns entering the game. Had him one early to give him the double digit for this year. Here's the snap. Theron going to go out in motion. Cash going to look to pass. Cash is pressured. Cash is going to accept the pocket. Cash is just going to keep it. Cash Forster lowers his shoulder and going to be brought down. Cash.
Hey, I like to see that right there. You know, he just looked up and there was good coverage from the defense, and Cash just saw an opportunity and took it there.
I like that, Cash.
That's what a veteran quarterback will do. A veteran will always play smart football, always be the game manager, so to speak, Hayden, and he does an exceptional job of commanding the troops here on offense.
Here's the snap. We're going to go Theron up the middle. Theron Davis. Theron Davis finally going to be brought down inside the 25-yard line. First down for the Greyhounds.
3:49 remaining here in the first quarter. Hounds lead 28-6 over Manila. First down and 10. Ball is on the 24-yard line.
Monquel Cox checking into the ball game at the tailback position for the Greyhounds. Here comes Clemmy in motion. Here's the snap. We got a flag on the play, and it looks to be a false start, and it is. Cash Forster, we've talked about him. Got 13 touchdowns in the air, and he's also got 6 on the ground this year. So, Cash Forster.
Yeah, what a tremendous asset, I guess is the word I'm looking for your football program in Cash Forster.
Bring up 1st and 15 for the Greyhounds. Here's the snap. Cash will look to pass. Cash is pressured. He's got JT Haynes open. JT Haynes just dropped.
Yeah, he just, it was over the shoulder catch, and the ball snuck up on him, and he couldn't come down with it. But that'll bring up 2nd down and 15 for the Hounds.
Hounds come to the ball. 2nd and 15 from the 29-yard line. Here's the snap, and we're going to go Monquel. Monquel Cox.
Yes, he's on his way down there.
Monquel Cox will be brought down. Give him 9 on the play. Brought down at the 20-yard line. 3 minutes remaining here in the second quarter.
3rd down and 6 from the 20.
Third down and 6 for the Greyhounds.
2:47 remaining here in the first half as the clock continues to move.
Here's the snap, and we'll go Monquel. Monquel outside, then cuts it back in. Monquel Cox. Monquel Cox still on his feet inside the 5-yard line and finally brought down.
Just move after move and juke and shake, and there goes the where you, I don't know what you'd call that, where you're running the ball and you just bear crawl almost across the ground with one hand. I've seen that several times tonight by that guy.
Monquel Cox After the rush, you're going to give it first and goal for the Greyhounds. Here's the snap. Forrester going to look to pass. Forrester's going to throw it up. Cash pressure, just throws it up, tries to get rid of it. Incomplete pass.
.2:19 remaining here in the first half.
Second goal from the 4-yard line for the Newport Greyhound offense. Here's the snap. Going to give it to Clemmy on the end around, and Clemmy's going to jump in the end zone. Touchdown, Clemmy Alcorn.
I love watching that guy run the football because he always waits for his opportunity from his blockers. He waits to see what the guys up front are going to do for him. And when he sees his opportunity, he takes it. And, man, he just, just slow to develop. But once he sees that hole, man, he gets gone in a hurry. Hounds score again. Makes the score 34-6 over the Manila Lions as we await the extra point from the Greyhound.
Snap, hold, kick is up. Rolando Noguez. Good, your Hounds lead it here 35-6 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the second quarter. Cover a little real estate there, Bratcher Real Estate. Check out their listings at BratcherOneRealEstate.com. Call Mary Reed, Lauren Simpson, Carol Ann Young, or Amanda Reynolds at 732 Malcolm in Newport to acquire your real estate at 870-523-5100. Once again, the Greyhounds punching it in, giving them another score here late in the second quarter. And another Mark Martin Automotive Kickoff. Make sure to kick off your fall with great savings on the huge selections of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Have over 450 vehicles in stock at Mark Martin. And here's Cash Forrester to kick off. It's going to go over to the 20-yard line where it's dropped and still on the ground. And they're going to say he was down when he picked it up. At the 21-yard line is where Manila Lions will set up.
Well, that's the worst field position they've had from a kickoff to start at the 21. They've been starting at about the 25 or the 30. Cash kicked that one a little bit deeper. And the guy muffed the kick and recovered, did a good job to recover there for Manila. 2:12 remaining here in the first half. Score is 35-6 Greyhounds. And at halftime, we are going to announce the 1968 Newport Greyhound undefeated 10-0 football team.
Here's a snap, play action, looking to pass. Zane Watkins with the pressure. Zane Watkins lays out and he misses him. His quarterback is going to be finally ran out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
First and 10, Manila from the 40.
And you can hear the frustration there. I'm going to tell you right now, 3 and white tonight for the Lions is an athlete.
I'm not announcing anything, am I? Okay, we'll just kill him.
First and 10 for the Lions. Here comes motion, and no fake once again, and the quarterback's going to keep trying to get outside and finally pushed out of bounds by Theron Davis.
I'm not
at
sure.
the 44-yard line.
I'd have given a lot of money and said that number 24 had the ball there, but that was just a good job to keep it by the quarterback there. And he's a good little athlete. He's made several athletic plays tonight and moving the Manila Lions up and down the field, just having trouble getting it in the end zone with only one score. 1:55 remaining here in the first half.
Here's the snap, and they will have a flag. It looks to be a false start. I didn't know if they were going to call it. It looked like the inside receiver did jump early.
Clock down to 1:53.
Backham back to the 48-yard line for the Lions.
Play clock down to 10 seconds.
1st and 15. Here comes motion to the top of your screen, and they will give it up to 24. And great push right there for the Lions, and he'll be brought down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, good second effort there by the Manila running back.
Gain of about 7 on the play.
1:47 remaining here in the first half. Hounds lead at 35-6 over Manila. Clock moving at 1:42.
2nd and 8 for the Lions. And false start right there once again for the Lions, 64.
The guard got out of there a little bit early. Clock will stop at 1:38. They're going to back it up 5 yards. Let them try it again. Bring up 2nd down and 12 for the Lions. As they flop the field.
2nd and 12 for the Lions. 1:25 to go here in the second quarter. And then the Hound defense is going to jump off sides. So,
well, a lot of chess match here as they go back and forth without running a play. That's a 15-yard shift, Hayden. 5 back, 5 up, 5 back. 1:22 as the clock continues to move here in the first half. Hounds lead 35-6 over the Manila Lions.
Change the play up. Got time.
here's the snap, and they're just going to throw a swing pass out.
And that is
and that's
fumble.
a live ball. And it looks like the Greyhounds have got on it. Ball was thrown behind the line of scrimmage, so therefore the drop will be
a fumble.
Considered a fumble, and the Hounds will jump on it. Julius Pruitt will get on it. We'll have 1st and 10 with the Greyhounds at the 46-yard line.
With just over 60 seconds to play here in the first half. Hounds lead 35-6 over Manila. They'll take over about the 46-yard line.
Trips to the top of your screen got empty once again. Here comes motion with Theron Davis. We'll give it Theron on the jet sweep. Theron Davis out running, blocking Theron Davis, cutting back, and Theron Davis finally brought down around the 43-yard line. And the Hounds will have a 1st down. Out the clock will run.
Rolling. Just under a minute remaining here in the first half.
Hounds hurry up to the ball. Here's the snap. Cash going to look to pass. Cash has got Theron, and that's a big lick right there by the Lions.
Woo. That guy just read it, did a good job coming downfield to make the tackle. And you hear the excitement from the Manila Lion fan base here. Theron looks to be a little shaken up on the play, but looks like Coach Bradley will elect to take a timeout and talk about it and give our guys a breather.
Be a loss of about 2 on the play as the Hounds elect to call the timeout, and we'll discuss. Looked like we had a little miscommunication. We had 2 receivers who ran the switch around at the top that were open, and Cash looked out here at the flats. A play that's been very successful for the Greyhounds is out in the flats here and give it to those guys with all that speed that they have. So
they just made a good play, just good read, sniffed out the play, and that's just part of football. It happens.
In a big lick.
Yep, huge lick there. Theron is still on the sidelines. I hope he's okay. Tough kid.
Monquel checking in at tailback. Here's the snap. Forrester going to look to pass. He's going to throw it deep. He's going to throw it to J.T. Haynes. And J.T. Haynes through his hands. Incomplete pass. Bring up 3rd down and 12.
3rd down and 12 on an incomplete pass there. Just couldn't come down with it. 33 seconds remaining here in the first half. Hounds lead at 35-6 with the ball on the Manila line, 45.
Here's the snap. Forster going to hand it off to Monquel. Monquel trying to get outside. Monquel, great blocking on the edge. Monquel finally brought down at the 32-yard line. Clock will stop. Chains will have to set. 21 seconds here to go in the second quarter. Hounds hurry up, get to the line, awaiting the whistle. Going to have trips to the bottom of your screen. Inside 20, here's the snap. Forster going to look to pass. He's got Zaywin Smith open. It just overthrows.
Yeah, Zaywin looks like he lost his footing there right as the pass was getting there. And we just couldn't come down with an incomplete pass. 15 seconds remain here in the first half of football. 35-6, Hounds lead. Brings up second down and 10 with the ball on the Manila line, 32-yard line.
15 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. With second and 10, here's the snap. Forster going to look to pass. He's going to throw the screen back to Chris Reynolds. Chris Reynolds making a guy miss. Chris Reynolds still on his feet. Chris will finally be brought down inside the 25.
What a great job on Chris just to make a guy miss there. Made the first guy miss. Made a good move. Gained of about 7 or 8 there on the play. Maybe more.
And Coach Bradley called a timeout right before half with just under 2 seconds to play in the second quarter. So the Hounds will have one last shot at the end zone before half.
We're going to throw it away from number 15. Wherever he's at, we're going to throw it to the opposite side of the field because every deflection they've had has come from him. He was the guy that made the big hit a while ago on Theron, and just a pretty good athlete for Manila.
That play right there was set up perfectly. We had the pursuit going to the top of the screen and then had Chris with just an underneath screen, and we just missed that first guy. We're already looking up, and you kind of get spoiled when you have guys like Theron and Monquel and Clemmy who can make that first guy miss, and if you miss him, oh well, just go hit someone else.
That's exactly right, Hayden. That's exactly right.
Bring up third down and short here for the Greyhounds. Looks like they reset the clock to 4 seconds now.
4.2 seconds remaining here in the first half.
And Coach Bradley called timeout a little early, and they didn't get it to stop. Here's the snap. Forster going to look to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle, and it's intercepted. Who was it?
15.
15 and white. Manila being called it. But that'll end the first half with your Hounds lead it here 35-6 over the Manila Lions.
The greatest football teams in Newport Greyhound history. The 1968 Greyhounds completed Newport's first 10-0 undefeated season by outscoring their opponents by a score of 301-54 and winning the last Thanksgiving Day rivalry game against the Batesville Pioneers by a score of 46-0. It was the fifth shutout of the season for the Greyhounds, who also held 3 other opponents to 7 points or less. An offense that was unstoppable at times, averaged over 30 points a game. 30 players earned all conference honors, 5 received all region honors, with 3 being named All-State. It's our great pleasure to welcome home and recognize the members of the 1968 Newport Greyhound football team, coaches, cheerleaders, royalty, and special boosters. Now we'll introduce everyone individually. Seniors, number 12, quarterback Bill Phillips, all conference. Number 20, running back Sammy Llewellyn. Number 27, running back John Olette. Number 31, all conference fullback linebacker Terry Dillon. Number 33, fullback the late Buddy Connor, represented by Mike Fortune of the class of 1969. Buddy was also named all conference. Number 64, John Pennington, offensive guard, all conference. Number 67, Bobby Goss, offensive guard. Number 75, Roger Brand, offensive and defensive tackle. Roger is also representing number 72, the late Calvin James. Roger was all conference, all region, all state, and Calvin was all conference. Number 80, linebacker Dale Payne, all conference. Number 83, tight end defensive end Gary McDonald. Number 84, Major General James Eddie Simmons, split end defensive back. All conference, all region. Number 89, Lewis Collier, tight end, defensive end, all conference and all region. Juniors, number 10, the late Eddie Crawford, split end, and number 81, the late Donnie Appleton, defensive end. They're represented by Joe Miles of the class of 1970. Number 14, Tony Blaylock, running back, defensive back, all conference, all region, all state. Number 16, quarterback, Bobby Joe Forrester. Fullback, number 21, John Sink. Linebacker, number 25, Ricky Harris. Running back, defensive back, number 44, Jim Reed Holden. All conference, all region, all state. Number 57, defensive tackle and center, Mike Brand, all conference. Number 65, the late Billy Don Summers, represented by Kenny Thaxton of the class of 1970. Number 68, John Braun, offensive tackle. Number 74, offensive tackle, Gene Bennett. Sophomores, number 11, quarterback, Eddie Scoggins. Number 45, defensive end, Terry Scoggins, represented by his son, Will Scoggins, of the class of 2004. Defensive tackle, number 60, Steve Reed, also representing the late Jerry Winston, who was number 15. And number 87, Clay Kirkner. Trainer, Freeman Travis, who's also representing the late Glenn Gay. We would like to recognize Coach Bill Bowl and the late head Greyhound Coach Dale Counts. Cheerleaders and royalty, Carol Fish Brand, Kathy Spann, Ann Matthews Ingram, Carmen Holden McCaney, and Melody Fortune. Special boosters, Mr. John Miner, who kept stats, taught me how to keep stats, and was a great positive influence. Mr. Frank Pleggy, who motivated while taping ankles on game day. Mr. Jeff Ellis, PA announcer, a loaf of bread, a pound of meat, and all the mustard you can eat. Coach Brooks Duncan, offensive coordinator. Also, we would like to recognize the late Mr. Phil Hout and the late Mr. Phil Stevens, who worked with the stats and filmed the games. We'd also like to remember all the former Greyhounds that could not be in attendance tonight. Now please welcome State Representative Michael John Gray, who will make a presentation to John Pennington, representing the 1968 Newport Greyhound. I would like to read a citation. 1968 Newport Greyhound football team. Whereas sports and athletics are challenging and stimulating activities, and the best performances come only through the combination of talent, hard work, and support from family, friends, and community. Whereas the undefeated 1968 Newport Greyhound football team hour was on Thanksgiving Day with a dramatic 46-0 victory, and they continued on to complete their perfect 10-0 record for the year. And whereas the Newport Greyhounds football team went from "and then there were 9" to "and then there were none," proving they were the real champions. And whereas the 1968 Newport Greyhound football team is to be commended for their outstanding season, these driven young men undoubtedly went on to make positive contributions in their community. And whereas the House of Representatives of the 91st General Assembly of the state of Arkansas takes great pride in representing recognizing the 1968 Newport Greyhound football team and wishes them, now therefore pursuant to the motion of Representative Michael John Gray, the Arkansas House of Representatives directs that this citation be presented on this 12th day of October 2018. How about a big round of applause for all of these guys from the 1968 Newport Greyhound football team.
And welcome back here in the second half of the Newport Greyhounds versus the Manila Lions still.
Got to see some awesome action there from the 68 Newport Greyhound football team. Just wonderful to have those guys back, and what an honor to get to be a part of that, program and what those guys, like we said earlier, what they set as the precedent of what is the expectation of our program, and they represented it well. 10-0 undefeated, had several shutouts throughout the year, and one of the last teams to beat Batesville, the very last Thanksgiving Day game, and we beat Batesville, I believe, 46 or 48-0 here at Greyhound Field. Ooh. Them old Pioneers just couldn't hang on that day.
Hard to hang on to a Greyhound, that's for sure. It's good to see, us recognizing those guys and the hard work, and like you said, the foundation that they set for future Greyhounds like you and myself, and then also Greyhounds like they are today. But we're going to have the second half coming up. And here's the kick, another squib kick. Zane Smith's going to jump on it around the 36-yard line. Zane to get outside. Zane does get outside across the 40, across the 45, and he is hit and marked out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
That was a big hit there on the kickoff, but hey, Zane Smith returned that ball for 20 to 25-yard return there. Knocked out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. 11:51 to go here in the third quarter. Hounds lead 35-6 over the Manila Lions as we get started in this second half.
You've been a busy man here tonight.
I've had a busy day, had a busy last couple of weeks, but it's been my pleasure.
It's well worth it.
First and 10 from the 48. Here's Monquell up the middle. Monquell going to be brought down across the 40-yard line, or across the 44-yard line. Just a
straight dive and go.
Great night. Me and Ben talked about it earlier. Just everything and everybody that's really went out of their way tonight as far as the alumni game and the class of 68 coming back. It's just been a wonderful night to be a Greyhound.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
2nd and 2 for the Hounds. Here comes Clemmy in motion to the top. Here's a snap, going to fake it, go underneath to Theron. Theron Davis makes a guy miss. Theron Davis going to be finally drug out of bounds at the 32-yard line. First down for the Greyhounds.
11:13 remaining here in the second half. Third quarter. 35-6, Hounds lead it as we have the ball at the 32-yard line and knocking on the door of another touchdown.
Representative Michael John Gray is supposed to join us here in a little bit. We'll visit with him a little bit about high school football.
Here's the snap. We'll go Theron. Theron just cutting it back up, making a guy miss. Theron with another cutback. Theron's brought down by the horse collar, but there's no call. Just grabbed him by the top of the shoulder pads. You can't do that, but no call, and we'll still line up and play.
10:40. Clock continues to move here in the third quarter. Second down and 3 for the Hounds.
They get 2nd and 3 now. Ball at the 25-yard line.
10:25. Clock still rolling. Play clock down to 13.
Here's the snap. Forrester going to look to pass. Forrester's going to throw it. He's got Reynolds open. Great hands by Chris Reynolds. It's going to be another first down for the Greyhounds. Marked down at the 15-yard line.
From this angle, man, you could see that pass, and just you could almost hear it just zip over there to Chris, and he lays out and gets the extra yards. Great job of throwing and catching by Forrester and Reynolds. Clock down to 10 minutes here to go in the third quarter.
35-6 Hounds, man.
Good night for the Greyhound offense.
Here's the snap, and we'll feed Theron. Theron trying to get outside. Theron does. Theron's across the 10. Theron's going to cut back and is going to dive in the end zone. Touchdown, Greyhounds. A 14-yard run by Theron Davis to give the Hounds another score.
Number 15 looks to be a little shaken up on the play. That's the same two that we saw down here at midfield with the big collision with Theron and 15, and it looks like Theron may have gotten the better of him that time.
Hounds covering real estate once again. Bratcher Real Estate, BratcherOneRealEstate.com. You want to sell your property, that's where you need to go. Bratcher Real Estate.
Snap, hold, kick. Rolando Noguez is good. Your Hounds will lead it here 42-6 over the Manila Lions with 9:52 to go in the third quarter.
Brian Smith, Agency Manager, Farm Bureau Insurance at 206 North Harwood Street in Newport. The phone number is 523-8946. Amanda Reynolds has joined Bratcher Real Estate at 732 Malcolm. Give her a call at 217-2133. Brenda Benish, Modern Women of America, 106 South State Street, making a positive impact in our community. 217-3684. Being part of something bigger than yourself, Brenda Benish. Eye Care RX Pharmacy at 1117 McLean Street, Newport. Eric and Katrina Schaffner, full service pharmacy, including specialty compounds, large over-the-counter medications, vitamins, and supplies. It's a medical supply store, free delivery. Let us help you be well. 523-5555. And Purdy's Flowers and Gifts at 815 Malcolm Avenue. John and Sheridan Chadwell, gifts and beautiful flowers for all occasions, birthdays, weddings, holidays, baby showers, home warming gifts, and other special occasions. Purdy's a Newport tradition, just like the Greyhound football.
Cash Forrester for the Mark Martin kickoff. It's going to be a fair catch right around the 35-yard line. I believe that's the best field position they've had all night.
Yeah, they'll take over at about the 31, 32-yard line. 36. Okay, excuse me. 8:30 remaining as the clock will continue to roll.
The gentleman's rules.
Gentleman's rule.
Hounds are up by 36 here.
It'll be a short second half.
1st and 10 for the Lions. Here's the snap. Fake, and then they're going to look to throw. He's throwing a bullet. J.T. Haynes with the interception. Here comes J.T. across the 50, across the 40. Good blocking. J.T. looking for a pick six. He cuts across the backfield. He's got it one man to beat, and there's the block, and then 15's going to come make the tackle, but there is a flag.
I think they're going to call it on number 70, Dalton Phillips, which looked to be a clean block from here. That's the only thing I saw that would even be considered a penalty.
Well, we're up 42-6. We're not going to say much, but obviously a perfectly executed block. As a matter of fact, it was so good that the guy, he actually braced himself and got ready to get hit, and he didn't go down. So, but we're not going to complain much here. We'll just mark it off and move to the next play. Sometimes you just hear the pop, and then you just think maybe a block in the back. But that was a perfectly executed block, and there's no doubt that we'll overcome right here.
After the penalty, the Hounds will get the ball around the 38-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Greyhound offense.
Sam Nicholson Farms and Glass Plus Highway 367 north of Newport. Mark Manning, Shelter Insurance. B&T Battery, the battery guys. And Lou Allen and Company. Larry Lou Allen and Son.
Here's the snap, and we're going to go Monquel. Monquel going outside. Monquel, great blocking on the perimeter. Monquel, another spin move and breaks the tackle. Going to be inside the 15-yard line for Monquel Cox.
Just unbelievable athletic ability on that guy. I know we say it time and time again, but he's a threat that he'll score every time he touches it.
Doyle Family Farms, Churchman's Building Center, Iberia Bank. All Greyhound boosters. Mark McGoy Farms also helping support the Newport Greyhounds.
Great blocking on the perimeter once again for the receivers. And Monquel going to cut it outside once again. Monquel cutting it back up. Brought down, looks to be at the 5-yard line.
.5:33 to go here in the third quarter.
Second and 1 from the 5. Here's the snap. We'll go Monquel. Monquel Cox will walk in the end zone. Touchdown, Greyhounds.
Well, Cash Forster just rode him on that play and did a good job selling the fake.
Well, the clock continues to move even after the score because of the gentleman's rule, as we say. Hounds in complete control of this football game with 5 minutes to play in the third quarter, 48-6. With the extra point coming.
Gavin Tarwater snap for the Hounds. Here's the snap. Rolando kick is up. It is good. Rolando Noguez once again.
Makes your score 49-6. Greyhounds lead over the Manila Lions.
I always thought the clock actually stopped. I hope it continues to run, but I thought it did stop on a score, and I'm sure it's okay for it to continue to run. Hounds on a roll, guys. Hounds are on a roll.
Well, the offense has been clicking, and the defense played exceptionally well tonight, only allowing 6 points with a big fourth down stand on the goal line. I guess that was the opening drive of the game, kind of set the tone for the rest of the game here. Clock down under 4 minutes here in the third quarter.
Another Mark Martin kickoff. Go check out their pre-owned inventory at Mark Martin. And Cash Forster going to kick it off. He fielded around the 20-yard line where he'll try to get outside. Cutting it back up, makes a guy miss, and then finally brought down around the 37-yard line.
Forster got tangled up there at about the 45, and boy, you don't want to see that.
Well, he's trying to stay back out of the way, which is he should, and well, just the guy broke through a couple of tackles there, and somebody ended up hitting him, making his knee kind of twist a little bit. You can ill afford to lose Cash Forster.
And first and 10 for the Lions at the 38-yard line. Here comes the motion to the top of your screen, and they will go jet sweep. And a big hit right there, Julius Pruitt on the tackle.
Julius Pruitt, he's everywhere.
Bad Boy Mowers hit of the week. Subway Coaches Show. George Kell Motor Company Player of the Game. All coming up.
Second and 6 after the run. Here comes the motion to the bottom of your screen. We have a flag. It looks to be offsides on the defense. 5-yard penalty, make it second and 1. Ball at the 47-yard line now for the Manila Lions. Trying to go offsides play. Hounds don't fall for it, but it looks like Manila does jump.
Michael John Gray, Representative Michael John Gray, joins us in the booth as we said he would. And what a night for honoring a big football team, and the Hounds are playing well. Welcome, my friend.
Well, you know, it's fun that earlier in the year we'd get a slow start and not show up to the end of the third, fourth quarter to jump on them early and let this clock run, but also a chance to honor a team that might have been as good as this one. It's a pretty salty looking team. It's a pretty neat night.
No doubt that you're busy doing what you do best, and you know, talking around with educational people and people that are in the know, and they say that you're their guy, and helping a lot with education and making sure the state of Arkansas and the educational system, you know, is on the right track. We appreciate what you do, sir.
David, I appreciate it. I mean, in communities our size, in Newport or down in Woodruff County, the school's the heart of the community, and whatever we can do to support it. And you know, you can talk about baseball and apple pie, but Friday night football, that's about as America as it gets right there. So
you saw the penalty, mark it back, be third down at about 13, 44 seconds to play in the quarter. You know, we appreciate what you do. We appreciate what, you know, coming here and being a part of it. And what a night for those 68 Hounds that we were talking about. You see the quarterback scrambling here and across the 40, and a big pop right there. But you're a high school football guy. Played on a state championship team for the Augusta Red Devils and love Friday nights.
Oh, I was laughing. 26 years ago now we won a state championship, and what's neat about that, and you saw it with this team out there tonight, they all didn't have Thanksgiving dinner together, but they have a bond that whenever they run into each other, I guarantee they talk about a certain play or a certain game, and it is a brotherhood. And unless you've had the opportunity to play a small school, high school sport, you just don't understand it. But it is pretty neat, and it was neat to watch those guys reconnect a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The quarter's come to an end. Hounds lead 49-6, and you know, high school football is something that I've been broadcasting for 36 years, and you know, been in the booth from the time I was 13 years old, and I love the game of high school football. My favorite team's always been the Newport Greyhounds. I mean, I went to college at ASU and a big Redwood fan. Love the Hogs, but you know, I'm a Newport Greyhound fan. I know you're a Augusta Red Devil fan, and you're just a fan of the game.
I'm a fan of the game, but I can tell you, when we were as good as we could be in Augusta, we thought we'd come up here and play y'all. We always wanted to play y'all because Newport was the big leagues, and we had a bye week that state championship year and slipped up here, and Newport was a little bigger than we thought they were. So thank goodness we never had to play the Hounds, but I tell you what, it's been fun this year watching them here at home.
Well, let's talk just a little bit about, you know, how'd you get into the political world of where you are now?
Man, I care about small towns. I feel like our part of Arkansas doesn't always get a seat at the table, and Miss Jody Dickinson, a great fan of Newport schools, had term limited out, and I went to her and she said, well, sure, you should run, and I did, and just want to be an advocate and make sure we've got a seat at the table.
Well, there's no doubt that we do. Y'all see the punt. Y'all see what's going on down there. And 49-6, the Hounds lead. 11:46. Clock stops. It needs to continue to run, and they'll get it running here in just a little bit. But I know you've been here on more than one occasion. You love coming here, and Dr. Larry Bennett speaks highly of you, and lots of folks that I know that I've been checking up on you, my friend. I've been checking up on you, and I can't find anybody to say anything bad. So what's the deal there?
Well, so hopefully you're talking to enough people, but
yes, sir.
So now instead of checking up on me, I need you to start telling people. But no, I mean, it matters. It does. These towns matter, and being here, and it's fun. And you know, I'm going to laugh. The one time I get on TVs, we got the mercy rule going on. Clock's running faster than Theron. Right. But it's been a good night to be here.
Well, it has, and it's always good to have you to come and do the things that you do for our school, because we know that you love it. You love all the schools in your area. But I want to ask you this: go back to your Augusta days and connect with a lot of those guys that you played with. Still?
Some of them are still around. Some of them are, a lot of them are around the state. But I mean, it never fails. We'll end up at a parts counter, or run into the cafe, and it will be, you know, somehow they always remember a play that I had a penalty on, but we can always remember a play, and it's just special. And that bond, these guys out here on a Friday night, whether they're on a state championship or an undefeated team, it doesn't really matter. That those guys, there's no economic lines, no racial lines. They are just a band of brothers out there, and it makes it really special.
Yeah, it's first down, and the Hounds have some of their alternate units in. You know, and speaking about, you know, high school football, and you played for the Augusta Red Devils, and those of us from Newport that are football people know about the Augusta Red Devils. And if you don't know, let me share this with you. when you're in Woodruff County and you talk about the Augusta Red Devils, it's just like being in Jackson County talking about the Newport Greyhounds. A storied football program, and I mean for many, many years, and just tremendous athletes that have come out of that school down there, and a lot of good people, no doubt.
Oh, really good people. I was talking to Mr. Pennington right there before halftime. I'm pretty sure my father played on the Augusta team the first year they had playoffs in Class A, ended up losing to McGee. All of a sudden they ran into a team that played both ways and knew how to throw the ball. But a long tradition, Coach King, Coach Wilson, and then Coach Jackson for about 50 years there, just 3 coaches. It was pretty neat. McCrory down the road, I got to plug them. The Jaguars are always good too, but that's what makes this little corner Woodruff and Jackson County pretty special.
There you talk about the Jaguars, and 1900, and I announced half of their football games from mid-year in 1977. And in 1976, excuse me, when they were on their big run, and in 1977, I happened to have done my student teaching under the legendary Joe Hart in McCrory High School.
I mean, you could write a book just from here to there on Coach Keedy, Coach King, Coach Hart, Coach Wilson. It's some not only great football coaches, but molders of young men, and made a huge difference. And you see it still in this community.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We're down to the 9-minute mark, and if you'll stick around for just another minute or so, I've got to ask you a couple of things. And going back to your playing days, and you talk about, Augusta's now playing 8-man football. Talk a little bit about that. It's a little different, but it's still a game of football.
So they had some of the things that small towns are dealing with. People are moving away, and they didn't quite have the numbers. They'd have 10 come out sometimes and 12, and they had to do away with the football program, and that hurts the school to do away with that. So former football coach is now teacher there, went to the AAA, and they'd explored this 8-man football, and it's club football. It's basically the same. It's just 8 guys. The field's a little narrower, which, is kind of neat. I could have been a running back if the field had been a little narrower back then. You didn't have to run as far. But there's 8 or 9 teams in the state that are doing it. They're having to travel long distances, but it really works out for these small schools, and it's giving these kids an opportunity to play football where maybe they wouldn't.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I appreciate you, my friend, for joining us here in the booth, and Representative, there's Chris Reynolds he slipped.
Hey, I tell you what, Chris has been a great fill-in. He is showing out over the last, when got in the second half of last week, and tonight had a couple of passes early. If they'd have just not let him quite as much, he'd have made a really good pass.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, he's a good one, only a sophomore. And when your dad's a coach and you're as enthusiastic and you got the firepower like Coach Benny Reynolds does, and a former Greyhound, love of the game, and he does a great job, and as all of our coaches do. It's as good a staff we've ever had assembled here. It's a great group, no doubt about it.
Well, the second squad doesn't look too bad either. David, I appreciate y'all having me. Go Hounds.
Good friend of mine, always from here on out.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Michael John, good to see you, my friend.
You too.
Michael John Gray, who's the state representative here for the Newport area, and a fine gentleman, and we thank him for taking time to come visit with us here on Cable Channel 15 TV. I'm talking about an excellent gentleman.
Going to be a flag on the play, make it false start, going to back the Hounds up 5 yards.
7 minutes to play in a football game. Clock's on a continuous move. 49-6 in favor of the Hounds. We appreciate Michael John joining us here in the booth, and he loves high school football, and played on a state championship team, and I almost did. Played in a state championship game.
3rd and 11 after the penalty. Here's a snap. We'll go James Dixon trying to get outside. James Dixon cut back and then finally brought down around the 40-yard line. Going to bring up 4th down and 10.
And Julius Clark has not played tonight, correct?
Correct.
Taking the week off.
Me and Ben talked about it, and I talked to Julius earlier in the week. He said, I'm just going to take the week off. And really didn't talk to him as far as the injury, just asked him what was going to happen this week. And he said, I'm just going to take the week off and rest up and get ready. And we go Clemmy Alcorn. Clemmy Alcorn hurdles a guy, and then Clemmy Alcorn will have a 1st down.
Clemmy making a move.
On 4th and a little over 10, Clemmy goes 14 for a 1st down. Great effort.
And I believe I was talking to Julius, it looks like we might have Joe Brodus back next week as well.
What an addition he would be. He's going to be one of those guys that can give you a power yard or two when needed.
And 1st and 10, Tarwater's just going to keep it on a quarterback keep. He's met in the backfield, and he'll be brought down
Hey, Joe Brodus is one of those guys that could give you a linebacker a break, too.
Yes, sir, he could. Yes, sir, he could. 5:19, clock moving. It was just a great night to be a Greyhound. It's pink out night. Spirit groups, great routines. Junior high football team still undefeated. Oh, they've got a salty bunch.
Going to throw the screen out to Andrew Pitts. Andrew Pitts looking for somewhere to go and then finally brought down.
Carries it up to the 24-yard line.
Gain of about 4 on the play.
Number 30, Brett Carter. A third down and 7.
We'll try to name the guys as we see them in the offensive line, a new group in there.
You got Kevon Dixon in at tackle and Jagger Robinson in a guard position. Weston Henderson playing the center position. Hunter Hurst and Justin Simmons on that left side. Clemmy goes in motion. Tarwater's going to throw it to Clemmy. Clemmy's going to make a guy miss, and Clemmy Alcorn cuts back, and Clemmy Alcorn dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Clemmy.
Well, you might say, why are the Hounds throwing the football? I think it's just inevitable there that, unless you just go to a knee, you're probably going to score anyway. So 55-6.
And Rolando Nogue is awaiting the point after. Snap's good. Holds even better. Rolando right down the middle once again. Rolando Nogue is good. Your Hounds lead it here 56-6 over the Manila Lions.
Guys, the Hounds are on the road to Corning and Piggott the next couple of weeks, and then the Osceola Seminoles loom large 3 weeks down the road. And, of course, you got to play them one at a time, but on paper the Hounds really match up greatly well against Corning. And, of course, the Piggott football team is a football team. We went over there last year. Didn't play as well as we could, and those guys just got hot. They got hot at the right time. They made a few more plays than we did, won the football game. And we got to go back to Piggott. Hounds will be ready. First of all, you got to go to Corning to win, and then you get ready for Piggott and then the Osceola Seminoles. And, you're playing for playoff seedings as we go throughout the rest of the season.
No doubt every game is important due to the seeding of the playoffs. You want to try to get that best draw that you can get. And, sometimes the one seed is a great draw. Sometimes it's not. It all depends on how the rest of your conference does. But like you said, you got to take it one game at a time. We'll go to Corning. We'll play that 4 quarters of football and just go from there. So you don't want to overlook anybody, but yet you always want to know, the Osceolas are always going to play well and have, suit a good bunch.
Cash Forster to kick. Kick and then get out of the way.
Cash, another high kick. And it's fair caught once again for the Lions at the 27-yard line. Clock just inside 2 now for the remainder of the game.
Guys, one thing that I've noticed, really since the first of the year, and one thing I want to brag about, our wideouts block about as well as any team I believe I've ever seen the Newport Greyhounds have. We'll go, we'll go 3 wide and just block. We'll put 3 on one trip to this one side, just block and hand it off, and we're getting blocks out there on the perimeter. Offensive line, defensive line have been stellar again.
Here's the snap, and we'll just go handoff. Played well right there by the Greyhound defense. Desmond Grady, a sophomore, out there getting a tackle. Also 27, Dontavius Wakefield. Just came into the ball game. Fumbled the snap, trying to keep it. There's a big lick right there. Chris Reynolds.
Number 8, Chris Reynolds.
I got to say, bad boy mower has to go to Dalton Phillips. It's going to be my guess over here on the goal line. Quarterback stretched out, and he leveled him. I'm voting Dalton Phillips with just under 30 here to go in the game.
You're a winner.
You're a winner.
Here we go. The bad boy mowers hit of the week, Dalton Phillips. Thank bad boy for That's fun having the hit of the week. I think the kids like it. They talk about it a little bit.
Here's the snap, and they're just going to hand it off, laying out, making a guy miss, and then Justin Simmons comes and cleans him up with a tackle. Clock now inside 10. It looks like it's going to be the last play of the ball game. Your Hounds are going to win it here 56-6 over the Manila Lions.
All right, guys, we got the coaches show and the player of the game coming up. Ben Black, final thoughts on this one?
Hey, good offensive game tonight, as we've been seeing, and the defense showed up and showed out tonight, only allowing 6 points. Several big stands on 4th down.
Play-by-play guy, Hayden Schultz. Tell me about it.
I liked how both sides played. You know, we played 4 quarters like we talked about. Thought all 3 phases of the game we were good. The kickoff team and the kickoff return team, not letting anything happen. And I love watching fundamental Greyhound football like that.
No doubt about it. The Hounds win again, and it's another conference victory. Congratulations to Mark Hinesley and his staff. We have the player of the game and the coaches show coming up next. Julius Pruitt, the George Kell Motor Company player of the game, and one of the guys just been a steady force for the Hounds the last several years, and a senior and linebacker out there. And it's a tough position to play, but it's one of those positions where you get to hit a little bit.
Yes, sir.
How long you been a linebacker, and what made you want to be one of those linebackers? That's what I want to know.
I've been a linebacker since 8th grade.
Okay.
And just...
Coaches pick you out and they say, I think you'd be a linebacker.
Just pick me.
What's fun about being a linebacker? Tell me about being in that position.
It's just controlling the defense and the contact.
Yeah,
I love it.
The contact's fun, isn't it? Yes, sir. Of course, you played beside a pretty good linebacker last year, no doubt with O'Shea. No doubt, a little family atmosphere going on out there. But a great victory tonight. And first of all, I want to ask you, tell us about your preparation for the week and how that went, and the practice schedule and so on, and what Coach Hinesley preached to you all week.
Well, we just went through Monday. We went through film and saw what they did. And Coach told us about keys and their players to look out for, like their quarterback, who was very elusive.
Yes, he was, wasn't he? Yes.
Then we just went out on the field and went over some of their formations and stuff. Then Tuesday we went over our keys, and just Coach told us not to let them sneak up on us like they did the past couple years, where we just let them creep up on us, and we had to have a dogfight for the rest of the game. He told us to jump out on top at the beginning, and then just keep playing like we know we can.
Well, I think we did that. I think you guys executed the game plan, and that's what coaches always want to see. They want to give you guys a game plan and trust that you guys can implement the game plan and make adjustments along the way. But you guys defensively are pretty good. You got a lot of guys out there that run to the football, and a lot of fun playing with those guys, I would guess.
Yes, sir.
All right, got to ask you this. I noticed on your helmet you brought it up, and you have these little things on it that says "Do your job." And if I've heard Coach Hinesley say that one time, you've heard him say it a million times. I've only heard him say it probably about 10,000 times, but I can hear him in this booth over it. Do your job. What are the little stickers for? And I know what they represent, but I don't know what they're for. What are these for? How do you get one of these?
You get them by one for a win and one for a conference win. Then if you do special things throughout the game, Coach, he gives you an extra sticker for passing leader, tackle leader, things like that. Then if you had a spectacular play like JT, the interception he had, he's gonna get one on it. And different things like that where you just stand out. And Coach asked all the players if there's anybody we would like to nominate, and when you get nominated for one, that feels really good because it shows that your teammates acknowledge your good
work.
Yes,
that is awesome, isn't it? Oh, I love that. Well, we've got some more football games. We got 3 more football games. You play them one at a time. We're on the road to Corning, then we're on the road to Piggott, and then we have those little Seminoles here. But a lot of work still ahead for you guys, and I'm sure y'all know that. And how's your mindset going into the stretch? This time of year. What's the mindset of the team overall? What are you guys feeling?
We just play hard every down and try and get to that 1 seed in the playoffs and go as far as we can.
You bet. I've got to ask you this. I always, talk about education and what about after high school? Have you thought about what you're going to do and where you're going to go to college? Have you had an opportunity to decide any of those things yet?
I've I would like to go with a shade of OBU.
Good.
And I want to major in pre-med and be an orthopedic surgeon.
Wow, good, great, fantastic. Well, if you do become an orthopedic surgeon, we certainly want you to bring your talents back to Newport, Arkansas. No doubt.
Yes,
hey, there's
sir.
no doubt you can do whatever you want to do, young man. You got a bright future ahead of you as an athlete, but more importantly, as a human being in life. And I'm proud of you and excited that you're the George Kell Motor Company Player of the Game.
Thanks.
That's Julius Pruitt, and he was outstanding tonight. The George Kell Motor Company Player of the Game. Coach Mark Hansley and the Coaches Show brought to you by Subway in the Walmart Supercenter in Cocha. A 50-point victory tonight, 56-6. It was never really in doubt from early on. Hounds moved the football offensively, defensively, did what we're supposed to do. The special teams were outstanding. Good effort, and you didn't want these guys to slip up. That's what Julius just said. He said, we didn't want these guys to slip up on us because we played them in the past when we just got to, he called it dogfights, and I know that came directly from you.
Yeah, 2 years ago, we were on this very field, and I
Yes.
remember a picture I took with the seniors out there, 27-26 against Manila, and should have never happened. I blame the black jerseys. But then, last year we had to beat them to go to playoffs, and we got in a dogfight.
Yes, absolutely.
For a quarter and maybe even a half. So, I always call them a stumble game. When you don't want a stumble game, you want teams that you're supposed to beat, and you're supposed to keep your focus and not stumble on them and just do what you're supposed to do and get to the next week.
Well, I think we did that.
We did.
I think we did that for sure, and wanted talk a little bit about, offensively. You can't really get into the flow of what you do best when you're having the big plays, but the big plays are just part of the game. You have those. But overall, we're moving the football at will and stopping those guys when we really needed to stop them.
I'll tell you what, we talked all off season about how can we get more explosive in the offense.
Yeah.
How can we get more explosive? Now, getting Theron Davis makes you more explosive.
Sure.
97 yards and just
yes,
with
sir.
ease. But then you pair him with Monquelle, even Clemmy, and then with what Cash can do at quarterback is unbelievable. I mean, really, he throws dudes open. I know we've talked about this before, but he just doesn't throw to open receivers. He throws dudes open sometimes.
Absolutely.
O-line does their job. And I think we just have an explosive offense right now. We really do. We have a lot of dudes that we can just throw the ball to. Even Chris Reynolds coming in.
He's been amazing.
You talk about all the time next man up, and when you finally get to see that and the kids see that, and they it's a great feeling when really the next man did come up and he's filling in.
Yeah, he's filling in well.
He's doing the job of the guy. And what me and Coach Reynolds talked about it just the other day is, you never know when you're going to get that opportunity, but you have to do your job when you get that opportunity.
That's correct.
And I'll tell you what, man, that kid, he's come in and made plays, and it just shows you that we have a lot of studs that we can get the ball to, throw it to him, run it to him, whatever. But we've got some good studs.
We always talk about the guys that carry the football and score the touchdown or throw the touchdown passes. I am so impressed, and I made this comment tonight, I am so impressed of all year long how our guys on the perimeter have blocked. They get on guys and they don't get off.
Yes. We harp on that so much. We really do. I mean, that is something that, we put on the practice plan. Stalk blocking. It's something that Coach Reynolds takes pride in. They harp on it so much. They've got barrier stalk and stems. I mean, they got all kinds of little blocks they do just because we emphasize it so much. Because if you're going to run the ball to the edge like we're wanting to, you got to get the edge sealed off, and our guys do a good job of it.
Well, and defensively, and O'Shea's pretty good, and our defense is just, we're very, very solid. Talk about the group in itself.
Yeah, the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've kind of made a few changes here and there, and we're trying to really find what we're the best at. I harped on all week on tackling and takeaway. I think if you could take the ball away and give it back to our offense, we're going to be really good. And we just got to tackle better. We tackled a little bit too high last week, and that's like I told him. Anytime you tackle high, 2 things are going to happen. They're both bad. You're either going to get a penalty for face mask or horse collar, or you're going to miss the tackle.
Right.
So we got to tackle better, take away ball, and just play with good leverage. And that's what I talk about that so much. And I finally got this group kind of figuring that out on how you play outside. And but anyway, but we're really trying to just harp on little things to make us a better unit.
Well, we have 3 games left. That means we played 7, so we're 6-1. I guess we're 4-0 in the conference, which is a pretty good start for the Hounds.
Pretty good start. I'll take it.
Yes, sir. We talk about look ahead, don't look ahead, but we go back on the road to Corning and back on the road to Pickett, which we had to do last year.
Yep.
And then Osceola back here, for the finale. 3 games left in the regular season and the second phase of the season, and then at 4-0 you're in the playoffs. You cannot not be in the playoffs. playoffs. You secured a playoff spot at 4-0, and it's a great feeling to get in. But I mean, our aspirations are a lot bigger than just getting in.
It is, and that's always what worries when you go on the road. It doesn't matter who you play on the road. You can run into some adversity, and it can be a stumble game. So, man, I really want this, and I've been talking about this group all year long. Is just be undefeated in conference. Be
there
undefeated
you go.
in conference. Because if in my opinion, and this is just mine, when you want to be a conference champion, you beat everybody.
Yes, right.
You don't wait till somebody else to get beat. You take care and do what you can control, and we just beat everybody. And if we can beat everybody, it puts us in a good spot going forward. And ultimately, we're just trying to win as many games as we can in Phase 3. And so we've got to finish out the season.
Well, and there's no doubt, and the conference championship is a huge deal, and we went a lot of years. We had a lot of them in a row, and then we had some times that we didn't get a lot of them in a row. But anytime you win a conference championship in today's game, I mean, that's an outstanding football team, no doubt about it.
It is, and when what you're seeing out here is a bunch of kids playing with great effort.
It has been outstanding,
and doing their job. I mean, we harp on what they're supposed to do, and that's why we feel comfortable saying do your job. And I think you're just seeing great effort. I mean, really. I mean, I'm seeing kids run through. I mean, I'm just seeing effort all over the field, and
at every position.
That is so comforting. It is so comforting because going into the next few weeks, they're going to play that same effort.
I've liked this football team since day one. I liked it the night that we lost to Pottsville. I liked it the next week, and I liked it every week since then. This team has a chance to be real special.
Yeah. They've got that grit, like I always talk about. They're gritty. They'll keep fighting, and that's a dangerous element.
4-0 in conference, Newport Greyhounds. We're going to try to make it 5-0 next week. We go on the road to play the Corning Bobcats, and we're not going to look any further past that. He's Mark Hansley. He's the head football coach of the Newport Greyhounds, athletic director too, and what a job this guy has done for the Newport Greyhounds since you've been here. Coach Hansley,
thank you.
Congratulations on another big win.
Thank you, David.
Go Hounds.